But there's the larger part of the game that must be paid attention to as well. And recognize that basketball, football, soccer, and other things are primal male games, and ultimately are games of war, and involve themselves about the defense of territory. The line that runs down the center of the basketball court is a borderline. It separates two antagonistic forces. And the major problem there is to defend your territory against incursions from the other side. And to what? Invade and take from the other what one must take in order to win and to survive. And it's interesting to see a whole psychology operating there. The psychology of teamwork, the psychology of organization, the psychology of morale, the psychology of hierarchy with captains and guards and other people operating there to defend territory and to defeat the enemy. And yet to see black men play that game and miss all the points. To see black men walk on that court and call themselves by one name, Bulls and Bullets and Knicks and Celtics, to take one name and operate under that name, identify with that name, be proud of that name, organize around that name, and on top of that, to dress just alike in uniforms. Yes, to organize themselves and sit down and plot strategy and tactics, to study the nature of the enemy and seek to defeat that enemy. Isn't it amazing that black men can go on these courts and on these football fields, playing these primordial games of men and the games that reflect the realities of life, and cannot play them in real life? And can only play them under the courtship and the management of white men. Create billions of dollars of wealth playing for pennies. $5 million a year is no money when you're creating 2 and 3 billion or more. Going into a ring, knocking another man's brains out for $20 million is no money when the match itself generates over $200 million to $300 million. And you got a bunch of jokers out there living vicariously through this battle. And so you got a bunch of men who will take one name, Bulls and so forth, and wear one uniform. And when they come off the court, you say, then why don't we call ourselves African? I'm an individual. You see, all of a sudden we're individuals. We're not connected. We are interbred with all kinds of races and groups. And yet this is how you make your money. This is how the thing works out. So there's a larger psychology there. So we get young black males who will attack other ethnic group males when they're kids just for walking down the street. They'll attack each other. I was talking to a lady the other day, a mother the other day, about her son who is literally locked within his own neighborhood because if he crosses the street that way, the gang that belongs to that project will attack him. And if he goes the other way, that one will attack him. Territoriality. Territoriality. Turf, as they say. Isn't it interesting then that men and black men and young black boys can have this sense of territoriality? But when they become grown men, Arabs can walk into the neighborhood and take the money and take the women. Koreans walk into the neighborhood, take the women, take the money. impoverish their children. All other ethnic groups just walk in and freely take and win and rule over them. What happens to the sense of territoriality? But yet you go into these courts and you play into the midnight protecting territory. Someone must have psyched your mind out. You're not approaching these games correctly. The game you're playing is a game played on you. Let's understand that. Therefore, you must study the dynamics of power and confront it for real because it's the only thing that's going to keep you alive. There's no guarantee that you will be alive except that you fight to stay alive.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. What up, Foundational Black America, Namr X? Shouts out to Considra. What up, Considra? Shouts out to Bakari, who had his live earlier. Make sure y'all check out Bakari live earlier. And I wouldn't have did this, but I had to come on here. And I get what you're saying, Namr X, but that's kind of like almost the point. And first of all, let me say this, and I apologize to Considra last night, and maybe I shouldn't have had the brother on. And I think that I did a bad job trying to convey the message. But, I do kind of trust the energy that comes with this, and like what comes along. And I think that it proves a message. You feel me? Like, even if we think other people, because other people are going to try to infiltrate and all of this other stuff, but with the sound mind and all of that, if you on the right path, you don't have to worry about that. That the old tactics, I don't know if they got new tactics, but the old tactics and the COINTELPRO, you don't have to suffer from that. But and I'm talking about what happened last night, and first of all, I probably, like I said, I probably shouldn't have had the brother on, but I think it was a valuable lesson. And I want to say a couple things. And first of all, I apologize to my sister Cassandra, and it just shows that a lot of what I was talking about, especially when I'm talking about monetization and all of this stuff, and like first of all, with this brother, with him coming on here, like one thing that it does, like, and the reason why I do let that happen is because a lot of black people, we are controlled by our emotions, and especially like the younger people. I don't want you to get like triggered or nothing. Be able to confront that, because like this dude is like small fry, like, what I'm saying, just coming out here. But um you're going to deal with a lot bigger things, and what I'm saying, we have to learn how to control our emotions, even with like all of the trolls. Like, you got to understand, like, they go away when you ignore them. Like, they get out their rocks out. And like him, he probably believes everything that he was saying yesterday, but he was coming on intentionally to kind of get under people's skin, and he was like trolling and stuff like that. And I could have handled it a lot better, but I ain't have the time. And I know Cassandra was going to like handle it herself, but people like that do spread a lot of misinformation. You feel me? And like one thing that he said was like, he called Cassandra, the angry black woman and stuff like that, And like I said, I don't have to, because Cassandra is the truth, what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to tell you, But like, and for me, I'm like, yo, I don't think that we should even get mad at that, because I am angry. Like, in fact, a lot of the stuff I show you and tell you and do on here is to make you mad enough to do something. It's not being controlled by your emotions or your anger or nothing like that. And I think, like, for our young people to hear that, and like just to strengthen up on the stuff that may or may not trigger us, and realize all of this is just business, and like, when we ain't worried about like small fries like that, I think we'll be ready for another step, because there is a lot of us on the, what I'm saying, we sick boss mentality. And then when he's saying like, you're like, yeah, you damn right, I'm an angry black man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm angry. I don't have my language and my name. I don't know my last name, as Malcolm X would say. We arguing about everything, and even just saying like black, because or like whatever you want to say, we understand the concept, right? But a lot of these things throw us off. So I kind of want to come back to show the message in like I said, and even when he was talking about the racist stuff, like, right, I understand, like, yo, he wasn't using right definitions. He just makes stuff up, and you know what I'm saying. Like, I want us to, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause, and the thing is, I want you to be prepared because there's probably a lot of many first riflemen out there. Like, you know, my mom has called me racist for stuff I say, and I ain't even say nothing racist other than, yeah, black people go to a black business, go to this, go to that. You know, oh, well, you're being racist. Like, people do this, but why do they do this? You know, and this is what I'm talking about. How we don't monetize our stuff, and that's why he was a perfect example of what we was talking about, like with the beauty school, you know, and the sister telling a story, and then, you know, you always had that one that's there, and I don't care what kind of atmosphere you put it in, it's always that one that's there, and especially learning how to not let them trigger us, and knowing the right information to not, like, I could have asked, you know, a bunch of questions because he just made stuff up. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna show you this, you know. Um, like he said something about Baltimore, because that's the thing. We make up these excuses, and it's a weakness. You got a black, and this is one of the things that kind of gets me. You have like black men, you know what I'm saying, being more feminine than the women. And the women who I meet just on here, they have taught me so much about ways to actually go and get resources to actually bring it back to the community and like straight down for the community. And then, you know, and this is not an example of all brothers, it's just a certain community of brothers. But as a large and whole, you know what I'm saying, we do this kind of stuff and be like, I was gonna call it something else, like we is not going ready for war because, oh, they just gonna kill. Look what they did to Malcolm X. That was like a long time ago, and we still got brothers not willing to do anything. And yeah, talking is important, but action is also important, you know, and not just talking, but actually doing something. And then when I do all this stuff, you know, who's like the most, that like Bakari be down, like, you know, but it'd be like mostly the sisters, like, yo, I support this thing that you're doing. And it's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. So let me show you this first thing, because he was just making stuff up too, right? And that's another thing we got to be aware of when people do this, and not get triggered by it, but wait, because they always mess up. Like they you could tell they're just lying, right? You had other brothers that used to come on here. I don't even see them be on YouTube. Maybe they got a different thing or their channel, something happened, but they don't come on here like that no more. You feel me? Because I'm like, yo, you just making stuff up just to make it up. Because if you know what that know, like, you know, when people is starting to learn how to use discernment, because in the real world, you know what I'm saying, people are gonna keep coming at you. So you want to be prepared and not get emotional or overreact. And that's a lot of one reason why I bring them on. And I like destroying the talking points. But like I said, I could have did better yesterday, you know. Um, so let me show you, because yesterday he said, because we've been talking about, like, yo, going to schools, and they'll give you an excuse like, well, look what these kids, like, they're scared. It's because they're scared, and it's okay, but they can't admit to themselves that they're scared. So they're gonna be like, oh, well, these young children scare me from doing. They're not gonna say scared though, right? And he was talking about in Baltimore. I'm like, yo, I ain't never heard of that, where a brother is in the school doing something and got shot in the school and all of that, you know. And when I look up, like, in Baltimore, it's like talking about an activist, right, who um got killed by the police, and he was supposed to be an activist, and I don't know what happened, you know, but he was supposed to be a community leader that made no shooting zones in let me see, in Baltimore. I'm only gonna play like a
I chose
second of
Wix
this.
for my business.
Um, because I'm gonna hurry up through this, right? Because this is a couple of things that I wanted to show, you know.
Assaulting a female on the ground.
Avenue in West Lafayette. The very first no-shoot zone was put up near North Fulton Avenue in West Lafayette Street.
He approached the suspect, ordered the suspect to the ground, who then placed himself, what appears to be, on top of the female while armed with a very large knife. The officer began to discharge his firearm at the suspect.
The shooting was caught on officer body-worn cameras, now circulating social media.
Yeah, I wanted to show you the brother, and then he made these no safe zones and all of that, you know. but also, you know, when you look at Baltimore, and you see his brothers that's up there trying to get involved, you know what I'm saying? Like, is a brother up there, like, he was like, yo, there's an uptick in youth violence, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the main points. You know, I know down here, I showed it where the brother went up to the high school graduation and shot the other brother and his father right there, you know what I'm saying? Right as the graduation, and all of these people is walking out the graduation, families, old people, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of that. And I'm not saying that you can save everybody, but first of all, like, if you're that scared, then try to reach out to like the 5 or 6 years old before they get that way, you know, instead of just saying, oh yeah, well, look at this, because it's just an excuse for you to not do what you have to do, because it's different avenues, different areas, getting something and offer that program to like the youth, you know what I'm saying? Like, but this is what I looked up when I found Baltimore,
Fortunately,
right?
youth on youth violence has become far too common. A little bit earlier tonight, I had a chance to sit down with Dr. Ted Sutton for an exclusive interview. Dr. Sutton used to be involved with gangs and street violence himself, but has since become a community activist. And I asked him what his thoughts are on this uptick and why we're seeing more teenagers in the pandemic.
Even taught them how to do wrong the right way. So they even doing wrong. And so when you omit the rules, it's really much harder for them to really, you know, try to escape a life if they're not exposed to a different life.
When you mention rules, you're referring to rules, guidelines that used to be followed on the streets.
Yes.
That years ago, when you were a gang member, there were certain protocol that had to be followed.
Exactly.
Seems that is non-existent now.
You have a good portion of older and leadership removed. So when they are removed, it's almost like you have the blind leading the blind. If they don't even get a point to live, then they can't change down the road if they don't make it to 17 and to 18.
For you, you're seeing that direct link from the pandemic to our students. You're witnessing it firsthand.
Firsthand. We had a lot of people being evicted, a lot of people having to move, a lot of parents that were losing jobs. And then some people were losing some of their benefits. So you had children that really, we just thought that, okay, once we open up the school, everything is just going to be, you know, rainbows and cherries. And that wasn't the case. They were really coming back, and it was almost like being traumatized, like PTSD. You know, we just came out of war. When you take hope from a person, you actually, you know, create the perfect criminal, a person with nothing to lose. And you don't want to deal with a person that has nothing to lose. We have to bring the neighbor back into the hood and not just making it the hood. See, right now they see it as the hood, but we have to bring the neighbor back into the hood and make it the neighborhood. And so that we are held accountable for our children. If you would just give them a chance and an opportunity, I think that if show them that at least one person can believe in them, I do feel that there can be a change and there can be a difference.
Right. And so let me say this, right? Because yeah, it's one thing to talk about it, you know, and it's important to talk about these things, you know. But you see this brother here, you know what I'm saying? It was like people can change. He's out there really trying to do something in his city, you know, is not just talking about it. Now, you may or may not believe him. That's the point, you know. The point is, if you don't believe it and it's missing in your city, do you know why? That's because you are not doing it. That's because I am not doing it. You feel me? And this is the things that we definitely got to address, like, because like I said, when we trying to address the youth, you know, like Bakari be talking about, you got to go out there and like actually talk to people, you know, and like Cassandra is trying to do is put together a program, but it's always people who's not doing something, who's always has something to say. Do you know why? Because because the people who's doing something is worried about how to get their stuff going, right? And the last two brothers who came on here, who even said something to Cassandra, you know what I'm saying? They're doing nothing. And she has several programs, helps people all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, she has friends who have programs and help people all the time. And she's like reaching out to people, and they're doing nothing but criticizing each other. You feel me? And yo, what up, Oni? Yo, what up, Bawana? What up? But yo, so and I'm glad you actually here, Bawana, because you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna show the next part, right? Because even like with him, you know, and this is a common thing, because even when my brother Bawana came on here and I was showing the sister, you know what I'm saying, like, usually the first thing that comes to our people mind is something negative, some kind of doubt. Maybe she, and the other dude was talking about a scam and all of this stuff. And let me tell you, I had people that came on this channel, like, you know what I'm saying, reached out to me. Like, it's not hard. Like, if you hit me up, then I'll like, you know, you can like reach out to me and I'll hit you back and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I have people that do that, and like, and then when I'll admit, like, you know, I'm like, yo, I like, well, I figured let me try to do something about the water issue. So maybe I didn't think it all the way through. But even then, that person who has like everything right there, and I still would tell you, you know what I'm saying, like, if you like, and it was like only like 1,000. I put up like probably like 400 or 500 of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was a sister named Wanda who put up a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? And she always been looking out, you know, and Rodno and several other people. I think, you know, I can't name everybody. I forget some people, but like even then, you know what I'm saying, I don't even like doing that kind of stuff. But you know, one thing that kind of was like, maybe because the first thing that she said was like, oh, you trying to like scam people and all of this stuff, you feel me? And I know as soon as I like, and I'm like, well, if that's the case, then you can go do something and I'll support what you're doing. But the point is, something has to be done, and you got to take it into your own hands. You know what I'm saying? So like when we talking about something, like I know Bakari gets it when we talking about HBCUs, but everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to like call out and question stuff, you know, but when we see somebody that's doing something, we'll be quick to like label them something, call them something, find like, oh well, that's not like, if we talking about, well, I need to do this, well, you know, I'm just a brother who's going to support on the side. No, it doesn't work that way, bro. Like, we all regular people, right? It's going to take all of us staying in our lane, doing everything that we have to do, right? Not sitting back relying on somebody, and then when somebody do something, you like, oh well, I don't know about this person because X, Y, and Z. And really it's just an excuse, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole point is, right, to not only to do it, that to understand that these things is possible, but to get it into your head that you can achieve certain things and do certain things. And even if it's just like acquiring land, learning business, anything it may be, you know. So, and I'm gonna show this sister again, right? You know, Gia, the goddess. I'm not gonna play the videos that I played last time, right? But yo, cause like even when I showed the sister, I, you know, like, if not, then just learn from the stuff that she's like saying, you know what I'm saying? But at least somebody is doing something. It's just like, if I was to create something, somebody is immediately gonna say this about me. You feel me? Like, and that, I don't know if like, I'm not telling, I never promoted her. And the thing about this sister, she like vets the people. So I'm not saying go join her, go give her anything. I'm just saying like, yo, this is somebody who's trying to do something, like, and whether you believe it or not is whatever. But like, yeah, you can go acquire land right now. We know that you could do this, you know what I'm saying? Or you can get information about, you know what I'm saying, how to acquire properties, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what she really talks about, you know, and then showing just African stuff or Black history stuff, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna find everything wrong, like, oh well, you could just believe her off of this, you know. But no, I'm not even telling you to join her, because you probably won't even get in, because she gatekeeps her stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, from what I understand, you know what I mean? So I'm not even saying that it's supposed to be understanding what we got to do. But every time that I say, you know what I'm saying, somebody positive or somebody's doing something, and do you know why? It's because of fear. You know what I'm saying? I don't even blame. This is why I'm like, I'm not hard on the coons, you know what I'm saying? Because the brother yesterday was sounding more feminine, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, arguing and trying to say things just to make you mad, instead of talking about like what brothers supposed to do is like find solutions to your problems, you know what I'm saying? That's just like um regular energy, you know. But even when I show something positive, the first thing that we're going to say is like, yeah, well, I see this person is allegedly doing this thing, so how, you know, the first thing we're going to find out is, and I never told you to give your money or anything, you know what I'm saying, because maybe you can't, but maybe will inspire somebody to look into like like who is like going to be like, well, I know that they make their fortune off of the ground that we walk on and we give it away, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can give them the Bibles back, you know what I'm saying? It's just as, I'm just saying, like, because they gave us their religion, their form of it, you feel me? And then took the land, and then maybe we can just return it, Well, I'm gonna play this sister again just because, Oh, my bad. Let me start it over.
Or are you not? Huge changes and uncertainty. And I'm curious to know, how are you preparing for all of this? What is your plan? Are you preparing or are you not? Currently, we have the FedNow app rolling out as of this week, this month, in preparation for the central bank digital currencies that are expected to drop soon. We also have the BRICS nations meeting for the very first time for their annual meeting, where the topic is all about de-dollarization and the plans for their new World Development Bank, as well as their new currency that they plan to implement. We are seeing a huge accumulation of central banks accumulating gold right now. Economists are talking about job losses, over 600,000 jobs that are expected to be lost over the next coming months. It seems like a recession is looming, and we are seeing the biggest threat to our financial system. For so long, the United States has been in dominance, but now more and more countries are coming together to join the BRICS nations and de-dollarize. De-dollarization is happening for the first time in history. This is huge, and this offers a threat to our financial security. So it's very important that we practice group economics in industries that are sustainable, like minerals. Join the African Mineral Rush Masterclass and learn how you can participate and benefit. Hi, friends. We are up against some huge changes and uncertainty, and I'm curious.
Right. So, yeah, definitely. I feel what you're saying, Amr. And it's interesting, as you said, passport. As we move along, right? But I'm gonna show you one more, right? Because the sister just talks about, she has like current event stuff. She has other stuff up there. You know what I'm saying? Let me see.
These resources must be invested to help grow the economies of the less developed countries. Very important, because by doing that, we are creating capacity in those economies to mitigate against climate change and obviously poverty reduction. So value addition, not just with the electric vehicle industry that is coming through, huge industry. It is important, President Macron.
Maybe you'll listen because you're telling it to a white dude, so you ain't gotta believe me or her. He's finally talking. A white dude is in the picture, so we can we can rest easy.
That we look at deliberately investing in extraction, critical minerals, for example, in value adding these minerals in country. Obviously, that will help the growth side of the GDP, create jobs, business opportunities for the transactional chain in there, if I may call it that. So I think this must be deliberate as well. Rather than generic discussions, we must dive deep into the envelope and begin to say, these are requirements, these are needs, these are minimums.
All right, so and yeah, man. So I wanted to play this sister, because she's doing she's out there, and that's one thing that I wanted to mention because like every time that no matter who I bring up, like we got to be like, we'll do the most research in the world on that kind of stuff, but anything else, what I'm saying, we'll just take it, we'll go buy it, spend our dollars, any of that. You ain't doing all this kind of research when you're going to, what I'm saying, wherever you go to spend your dollars. But when a black person be like, hey, I got some liberation talk stuff, then you're gonna be like, oh Lord, let me go, what I'm saying, because you don't really want that. And then another thing, right, because a lot of people will be like, well, he kind of messes up the show, what I'm saying, he gets y'all off topic. It does not, what I'm saying, and it proved my points, what I'm saying, because I was talking about monetization. Everybody's able to monetize your stuff except for you, what I'm saying, just like he was talking about athletics, and then we invite everybody to the cookout, but it don't throw me off because like number one, I show like all the stuff, you know, and like I said, I believe in the right energy is going to come through every single time to display the lesson that should be displayed, you know. And honestly, I've been kind of watching lately. I be watching everything, but yeah, if you're interested, it's not even to tell you, oh, you need to do this, or just get your awareness up on the news that's happening in the world. You know what I'm saying? As far as what could be happening, or like, is your food desert going to get worse? So you're going to have another pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to have a shortage on food, water, or any of that kind of stuff? You don't want the material that is made out of, but when we go to this white dude to go buy our stuff, you know what I'm saying, is it going to be available? So you want to, I mean, you don't have to like find the negative and everything, you feel me? And even in other stuff, right? Because I was been watching this dude lately, and it's ironic that let me bring this back up. Let me see. It's ironic that the dude came on because the thing is, right, we get it. First Rifleman, he just be imitating and mocking or repeating something that somebody else says, you know what I'm saying? Now we can understand when he does it, right? But he getting these talking points from other people who it may be a little bit more complicated to do that, you know what I'm saying? But also these groups of people, because I've been watching the you know, the black men and black women sphere stuff, like arguments sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like just to see what they be saying. Right. And this is one dude like that been like kind of popping up. Like now he been always caping for like white girls. And I don't know, I shouldn't even know that white girl's name, but so many black people care so much that I do, and that's a problem. You feel me? But he says a lot of the stuff that he says, and this is not even like whatever. But I'm only playing this video because this young brother is, I don't know exactly what he's doing because he kind of cut it off, but it's just some points that I wanted to show you. You know.
So I want to see businesses over there. I want to see like my family back over there living in home ownership, and I want to have some ownership in it as well. So that's the goal.
Wow. I mean, you're a good guy, bro. You're really
Man, I'm
good.
trying.
Right. So he's talking about a program or something that he's doing, you know, and this is another thing because we're gonna get into it later, but he's using funds and resources that's possible to build something in his community. I don't know this brother here, you feel me? But I know that there are funds and resources and different things that you can do. And then I know people who's actually done it, you know, like my homegirl Blue knows a brother who like speaks in prison. Like maybe I can do that, but maybe I'll be too wild and I'll say something too crazy. I don't know if they would trust me or not, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely gonna try, and I'm gonna tell them about opportunities. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, like do consider, you know what I'm saying, if that's cool, you know what I'm saying. Of course I'll make sure everything is good, but you know, I know people who do have programs where you can go do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, and of course, and again, I agree with Bakari, you know what I'm saying, when we saying like not just programs for people in prison, but like, you know what I'm saying, the children who haven't been to prison, who's doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying, like apprenticeships and other things like that, you feel me? But if not, then we're gonna get brothers like this, you know what I'm saying, running amok through our community and then not doing anything and talking about their passports, right? They become passport bros, but not to buy land or to invest money or to become moguls, you know what I'm saying? No, to like go find like, I don't know, Filipino chicks, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Man. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Look, look every day. Like it takes it out of me, but I'm trying. You know, as much as I can.
I don't know if I got it in me, Trey. I don't know if I.
And then when y'all be like, yo, I'm like 42, I didn't put it in my work, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just do this. Yo, and MD2 is like an older brother, and he's like, yo, talking about exercises and being ready when the time comes. And his brother's like 40 something, like, yo, I'm ready to retire. Like, you're done if that's the case, bro. Like, because hell, Joe Biden is what, 85? You know what I'm saying? He be falling every other week, and he ain't retiring, but he ain't retiring from the system of maintaining his power. But you retiring and you didn't had enough at this age already. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely better go after the children right now before you get tired and give up.
If I got it in me, I don't.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, yeah, definitely. And yeah, definitely shouts out to Erica Howard. You know, I didn't want to say, but you know, definitely shouts out to Erica. And this is another reason why I've been talking about a lot of stuff that we've been talking about. Like, it's time to start like making some progress. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what kind of system you need. We know we need resource. We got to eat tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Find a way to do this. You know what I'm saying? But this is the mentality. And the brother came on in a trollish kind of way to where he believes it, but he's just trying to make you mad, trying to make me mad. But he can't make me mad with that nonsense because number one, I know where he gets it from. And number two, he'd be blatantly wrong when he be saying the stuff that he's saying, and he's lying, you know what I'm saying? Because he know that wasn't the definition of what he was saying.
I don't know if I'm as nice as a guy.
Now I don't know if he 42, but his brothers that's like 42 be talking about. I'm tired that I talk to on here.
I don't know if I got it in me. I don't know if I'm as nice as a guy as I was 10, 15 years ago. I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I have the now that I have a significant amount of resources, I don't know if I have the nerve to want to pour back into the community. I'm kind of jaded a little bit.
Now, see, whether he has it or not, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I do know there are brothers who have it, you know what I'm saying, who may or may not do it. There are some who do. And we try to highlight the ones who do, but then if we do that, you may say that they're scheming and they're scamming like a mom. Like, but let me hurry up because this is something important I want to show you.
If I'm just absolutely honest.
Yo, what up, bro? I apologize to you too, bro, because you already know and consider, you know, but you know, the rest of y'all sound like this a little bit. And y'all know I definitely like to be saying, make y'all mad sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because like, damn, everything makes us mad, you know? So maybe we should think about things though too, you know what I'm saying? And use that anger in the right direction instead of saying, oh, well, I'm gonna get to this thing where I have resources and I'm not going back to the Black community, you know?
Honest about it. I'm jaded a little bit because I remember one time I went to kind of do a similar thing to what you was doing. And, you know, I bought a bunch of properties and I started pouring resources into those properties. And then I came back one day. We came back overnight. We locked them up, and then we came back the next day. And they had stole everything out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like they destroyed the value of their own properties to take and probably sell it for pennies. You know what I'm saying? And so,
and that's another thing. Cause I played the video because I wasn't even paying attention to the videos where the sister yesterday was saying like, yo, we think for the day, we think for the bread today instead of looking towards the future. Right. Because I don't know what this brother's talking about, but I do know that, you know what I'm saying? I've heard, you know, where you told me that a brother has a school and then they was supposedly some black people who's like messed it up. You know what I'm saying? I understand that happens, right? And another thing to like when people is doing missions instead of finding negative things, like, you know, the deacons of defense I talk about, everybody wasn't down with that. But you know what they did? They just donated money or whatever they had. Some people had pistols. They donated their pistols. You feel me? They ain't be like, oh, you scared me. You scared me. They was like, no, well, I'm not down with that. Exactly. That's not my lane. But, you know, here go whatever you're looking for. You feel me? So, like, and it's the issue is like, as a community, you're going to have to do that, but also be able to protect your community so that, you know what I'm saying, you can start sanctioning your own cookouts because your cookouts is certainly not sanctioned at this point in time.
Properties to take and probably sell it for pennies. You know what I'm saying? And so at that point, I was just like, I don't know if it's worth it to fight for people that don't want to fight for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And every once in a while, today I was in the city.
I heard that.
And it's funny. Her titties.
Oh, damn. See, my bad. I'm glad it did your commercial right there because I want to play the brother who's doing something positive. So I wanted to.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. Honestly, man, like that's real that you because not a lot. I don't think I would ever hear somebody else say that. Like real talk. I don't know a lot of people that could admit that.
Man.
Like real talk. And I'll say for me, and it's gonna
Yo,
sound
that's why I was like, yo, possibly, you know what I'm saying? But we do know a lot of people that we can, you know, we know that a lot of people who do say have, you know what I'm saying, finances and say that, hell, I don't care if you got $20. Hell, you know, my mom ain't rich, but she was like, no, I ain't going to it just because they're black, you know what I'm saying? She'll drive past the black owned, you know what I'm saying, franchise to go to the, you know what I'm saying, Arab owned one. You feel me? Because I don't know. It's a mentality. You don't even have to be rich. It's a mentality. Because we always be like finding a way, because you know why? You don't want that freedom for real. It's that B word, that bitch coming out of you.
I'm kind of deep, but for me, honestly, I've built my life on something before
Mhm.
like the divorce and all that. And when all that collapsed, I was struggling to find a reason to even like have a purpose because it was like, what else am I gonna do? I built my whole life on doing it for them.
Yeah.
Everything collapsed, like you said, being that nice guy, everything collapsed, and it's like I don't have nothing left. All my friends turned their back on me, family turned their back. I watched all these years of hard work get drained. So now it's like, you see Nipsey Hussle, he come back to his community, he dead because of it. And I've had to accept in my mind, like if I die because of this, or somebody pull up and be like, this the famous guy with 1 million followers and shoot at me. I mean, obviously, like I'll shoot back. But if I lose my life over this, I'm still trying to find like what's a reason for me to live and something to hold on to for a bigger purpose, to be like, what's something that I can attach myself to have a bigger purpose in life beyond me, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I started this. And so far it's been going well. Like I've had times where I was in the city where I had to pull guns on people and, fight, choke people out and all that. But it's one of them things where I'm still trying to figure it out. Like what's next for me in this journey,
Mhm.
to coming up and like, because people look at the clout, the numbers of fame. It's like, man, at the end of the day, when I was looking for a place to sleep and a place to live and credit cards locked up, it was like, that ain't mean nothing.
All
So
right. So and let me say this, because like I ain't gonna say like, yo, I got like just like thousands of dollars laying around, but it's also important what I choose to do with said dollars. You feel me? It is important, you know, and I'm not trying to tell you to do anything, first of all, but even the things that you need to eat and survive every day. But then what I will say to you is don't complain about Jerry Jones, but then pay for, extra for the NFL network, or pay extra for the NBA network and complain about Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? Those two things don't go together. You can choose what you do with your dollars. And that's just the loosest example that you can have, but a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I say I ain't even was going to bring that over here, but he came over here last night with that, you know. But this is, and like I said, I don't even want to play this dude video either, but I would play this one because he made a good point. What I was basically trying to get you to understand, because this is something important when I talk about monetization. And everybody, they monetize smoking us, right? They monetize everything, and we give everything away for free. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, like I said, I don't want to play this brother video, but I'm gonna play this point here. I hope this is the right part.
A lot of us as black people, especially and for those of you, a lot of you black men are out here playing around, and other groups of people are serious. And for those of you who are on the side of whatever side you're on, you don't have a whole lot of action about what you're talking about.
Right, and no, that's what I'm saying, And I got the internet, but I think the internet is important for what I'm trying to accomplish, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like it's a lot of stuff that we just give away. They already make you pay for water, you know what I'm saying? Like in like 2 years, you probably have an air bill, you know what I'm saying? So you got to save for that. But, it's difficult for you to get like corn and vegetables. I don't know if you go to like the grocery stores and like hood, quote unquote, areas, you know what I'm saying? But like, don't get no vegetables or fruit from there. I can tell you that.
There's something tangible about what you're talking about. So I want to prove to you, when somebody feels action needs to happen, this is what they do. Okay. Now,
Yeah, I feel you, Bakari, but like, come on, like the brother also got killed at a cupcake shop too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like crazy. And do you know why? Because like there is no enforcers, there is no rules to the game. You know what I'm saying? There is no, like, when you look at these mobs that we try to be like the Italian mob and all this stuff, but you know what? They don't cross each other. And they don't snitch on each other. They don't dime each other out. They don't stand there behind because yesterday, like, because I want you to understand how exaggerated this dude would be to go against his own. And this is like the mentality that we developed. If we're not getting out there helping our children or trying to do something, it's going to continue to manifest, right? But this dude don't agree with Black Lives Matter or Democrats and none of that kind of stuff, Juneteenth. But he sided with the gay white boy, you know what I'm saying, who's sitting there talking about diversity and Black Lives Matter and all of this stuff. He would rather side with that just to argue with you, right? And the fact that our people can even, like, I'm not calling him an agent, but be agents, you know what I'm saying, for somebody else for their own destruction is beyond me. But there's been there for a million years, you know what I'm saying? You got to adapt to that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But how do you adapt? You know what I'm saying? You learn how to do what you got to do.
most of us saw what happened to the young brother on the subway, Jordan Neely. I'm talking about for those of you who felt that it was wrong, okay? If you felt that it was okay, I'm not talking to you. The guy who choked him was Daniel Penny, all right? This kid gets arrested, 24 years old. There's a campaign on Give, Send, Go. I've never even heard about Give, Send, Go, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken...
How many of you have ever heard about Give, Send, Go? Just say that.
Give, Send, Go is a Republican or conservative platform to donate money to, because folks it's a Christian fundraising site, so it must be in response to GoFundMe removing campaigns. So this is what you're seeing here, all right? Give, Send, Go. So GoFundMe was removing their money. They started their own fundraising site. Listen to that.
Listen to that. This is why I talk about the monetization part. They was like, yo, this thing doesn't do what I want it to do, so let's make our own stuff.
Like, you gotta understand, let's start our own fundraising site since GoFundMe.
Yeah, Cassandra, I'm gonna show you in a minute. Give, Send, Go.
We're not gonna let them control our money for our own issues, because our issues are gonna be probably diametrically opposed to what GoFundMe thinks as liberals. We're gonna fund our own stuff, which is smart. That's called power, okay? I want you black men to get this. Then after which, when we have an issue that we want to support, that may not be favorable, it may not be
exactly
looked highly upon, right? It may even appear unscrupulous. We're gonna support what we believe in, even if it's not favorable. So what did they do for Mr. Daniel Penny?
We're gonna support whatever we believe in, even if it's not. First, we gotta agree on what we believe in, right? You know what I'm saying? That is it gonna be, you know what I'm saying, which God we're going, which, you know what I'm saying, which whatever language, which name, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what we call ourselves, the Planeteers, as long as we put in the work for the people like us to get to where we going. That's the point, you know what I'm saying? And all of this pointless debate is just what they call it's a way for you to not to go to the actual, you know what I'm saying, war site. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna argue on the way and say, oh, I'm gonna turn the car around, you know what I'm saying? Or like when you know what I'm saying, like you go argue with your wife for no reason, so you could, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, whatever, man. So like, this is a reason why we don't do this kind of stuff.
We're gonna support what we believe in, even if it's not favorable. So what did they do for Mr. Daniel Penny? Once he got arrested, they raised $2.2 million. Generous donations coming from Tim Pool.
It's a scam.
So you think you know Wick.
See, and even this day, you know how much money, and the brothers and sisters get a portion of this YouTube money, but guess who gets that? The shyster bitch. But also, I get to talk to y'all, so it's okay.
47,000 people as he fights a second-degree manslaughter charge. Okay? You ain't got to agree with it. I don't. But look at the power of actually doing something for what you're talking about. Black people, on the other hand, we run our mouths. You see, something that we feel needs to happen, we feel that we can talk our way into something happening. We don't have any idea of supporting our own issues with our money, with our time, developing our talent. If is not going to do that, we're going to complain all damn day. That's what we're going to do. We're going to sit there and complain. Justice over this, and we want our rights. But when it comes to funding something, you're not going to do it, because I'm going to tell you why. Black people, you have a hard time getting them to even fund things that benefit them in their own communities. Oh, you're going to have a hard time getting black people to support anything, although you got the money. But you expect that.
See, and that's the thing, because we'd be like, oh, we do nothing, and then say, well, you do nothing. And then when somebody does something, you be like, oh, well, you're scamming them, or I don't know about, I'm gonna say the negative thing first, you know what I'm saying? Like I said with the sister, I didn't even say that you should join her thing. I'm saying, like, look what she's doing. And I also played like reparations thing, which I was so just gung-ho on the anti-blackness, you know what I'm saying? I gave you other anti-blackness stuff to argue about, but you wanted to stick on that to find like, oh, well, maybe this person is doing something that can change my life, you know what I'm saying, in a way that I will not be saying yes sir all the time, or si senor, or whatever the word for it is in Mandarin. You feel me? So like, let me do something to be like, find a way to see if it's legit. Nah, it's not to see if it's legit. It's to find a way to stay comfortable.
Something's going to change. But see, white people and other groups, and even, certain other immigrants, when they see something needs to be done, they're going to put their money up. They're going to put their time in. They're not going to sit around and stay idly by, twiddling their thumbs back and forth, talking about.
And you're talking about getting out work, because when we be like, yo, like right now, if y'all want to be a part of the meeting that we as constituent is organizing to like go into the schools to talk to the black youth, and maybe it could be elementary if you're that scared of your own youth, you feel me? But if you're that scared of your own youth, that means that shows your failure. Like if me as a parent are scared of my child, that shows I wasn't a good parent, I know that even in my generation, you know what I'm saying? Like, if some people don't believe it, you ain't gonna just do stuff in front of your mom or just like wild out and stuff like that, But it's when people actually do something now, it's a scam. But like, them people could have been like, it's a scam. No, they don't care what it is. They gonna find a Bud Light commercial and protest that and put their dollars where their mouth is, and they outwork you all the time. You feel me? But what is our goals? That's the real question. Like, what are we trying to accomplish? Are we trying to get like comfort, or are you trying to get self-autonomy? It seems like comfort for a lot of us, you know what I'm saying?
About what's going on. And I'm going to tell you this. This is something I have to really talk about what's going on in even in the red pill. A lot of men's rights have not come to in there because we know it's there. Y'all got money for everything else, right? But the mindset is to solve the problems for the group. In this case, conservatives, white Republicans on the right wanted to have their own social media. These are the things
you see. You can even break it down. Like, we got our Pan-African fund, we got our ADOS fund, we got our this fund. I don't even care as long as you helping black people. But we can't even we're not going to do that. We just going to be like, okay, we can do that, but first let's argue about this, you know what I'm saying? We're going, because it's actually not wanting to have it, you know what I'm saying? And I think that you can train or get your children prepared. That's why I'd be like, sacrificing your children, not like throwing them in a volcano, but teaching them where they are and be ready for any and everything, how to protect themselves, how to build themselves, how to grow stuff, how to whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? Like, and putting their actions, because it's not just money. And this is what I'm saying, like, because we always look at the celebrities like Ice Cube. I can't argue for or against Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying, at this point, because I get what Miss Vita was saying, like, because Ice Cube was whatever. But it's the point is like, what are we going to do? And that's my overall point of all of this. It's not whether this person can be trusted or not. It's like, if you over here talking about it, or you anywhere talking about it, if not, then like go assimilate and like shut up. But if we gonna say anything, it's that easy to put your money together, but we just keep meeting all the time and not doing anything and just whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I was telling the brother, you know what I'm saying? If we go meet and then this person has an idea, this person has an idea, nobody want to give to any particular idea. They're like, we wasting our time. Like, is we gonna put our money where it could be one single solitary action? Like in the 50s, the bus boycott, we're not riding the buses. Right now, the goal could have been make our own bus company, but it was to get treated like equals. Today, it is we're gonna ride a bus in, not get treated like equals, but hope that we do. But anyway, so let me show you this website. You know what I'm saying? They started their own thing because they try to, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you don't have to even be the first ones. You could do you know, so maybe I don't know, maybe I get somebody who's good at apps and making apps, you know what I'm saying? Give, send, go, you know what I'm saying? I didn't hear about this, you know what I'm saying? So I looked it up and see who made it, and it was these two fools right here. You know what I'm saying? This dweeb hit looking dude and whatever, but they find a way to monetize whatever it is. You feel me? And to put it into action. And that's they complain more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? But they complain and then send dollars. You feel me? And I'm not just saying blindly send dollars. I'm saying you could put time in by using your dollars in your own efforts to do something. You know what I'm saying? If you trust no one or find somebody you do trust. You feel me?
GoFundMe kind of played a bad role in this whole thing. And you know, what if somebody, you know, was working for your company and they step in and said, oh, no, we got to redirect all the funds. You know, that's just, I think people are so fed up with this, just this narcissistic ideology peddling on the part of corporate.
You damn Negroes talk about CRT.
You know, how are you guys separate from that? How are y'all different?
Well, number one, we believe that what we're doing is so important to provide freedom for people, even people we disagree with. And that sets us apart from, unfortunately, most big tech companies.
Yeah. And apparently Negroes, because we cannot seem to work together with people we agree with. Like, you know, I make the joke with you and Bakari and my brother Viral Drip. Y'all would go fishing and have, you know what I'm saying, be chilling and, you know what I'm saying, doing what old heads do, you know what I'm saying? Not to call y'all old heads, but you know what I'm saying. You know what that life is. Not today, right? But I'm down with that life. But I just got to get y'all not to talk about one subject. You feel me? Even those that you disagree. And I'm not saying Bakari or Viral Drip wouldn't work. I'm just saying, like, as a whole, apparently that is the case, right? Because if I'm not a Muslim, if I'm not a Christian, if I'm not a Hebrew Israelite, if I'm not a Moor, if I'm not a this, if I'm not a that, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing that we can't be is like that. What, even with your tribalisms, they found a way to unite their tribalism and under what they called whiteness. I don't care. You don't have to call it black, but you got to find something that unites your whatever to recognize, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to be at the bottom no more. We're going to do business. I don't care if it's internally first and then do business with other black people in other places second. And then, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And then I would say I ain't gonna say it, but I would say go invade, but
you know, we recognize freedom that people have is God-given, and it's not supposed to be authorized by the government. The government supports the battle. They're self-destructing.
And you were just prepared, right? You were ready for such a time as this. And there it is. And I can say
now, this is what I'm saying. Like, yo, this people, is there black people in the tech field? You could have made a money exchange rate thing for like black countries, like, you know, because if they have different kind of dollars and all of this stuff, or like sending money from America to that. And you know, a lot of people that be in Africa that I've talked to, they be like, yo, there certain things don't work over there, like certain platforms and apps, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing designed, you know what I'm saying, for black people globally. So like the tech people could have been on there and making whatever millions that they made, you know what I'm saying? Since we don't want the land, right, we could have got as many pieces of paper with people's faces on them that would have lynched us for having this conversation. But we can get a lot of those if we direct it in the right direction.
unashamedly, whenever we raise funds for causes from now on, we will be using, because I've never used GoFundMe, but we will be using Give, Send, Go. And I'm happy to make, the acquaintance and connect with you guys and know you're there. What does the future look like for you guys as a company, for causes? What's going to happen moving forward?
Yeah, well, hopefully, I mean, we've got a whole new site. It's just all of this has come at such a great time because Give, Send, Go's about to roll out so many new cool things for wallet receipt funds, some super cool stuff. And we're expanding into more countries right now. We're actually in over twice as many countries as GoFundMe. At last I checked, GoFundMe was in 19. We're in 40 countries around the world. So,
and it's crazy because there's more black people that's like, we could say is black than probably that we would say is like, Peckerwood, crackers, whatever you want to call them, Neanderthals, aliens. It's probably more regular black people in the world than them, in many different countries, and we all have a particular set of skills that, if used the right way, could put us in a great position, right? There are people who know how to cook. There are people who know how to drive trucks. There are people who know how to sell stuff. There are people who know how to, make certain things, who've worked in certain jobs, that learned a lot of stuff. We have a lot of information. I'm starting to understand a little bit of what MG2 was saying about, well, we have the information to whatever, but not all of it, because damn, I don't know my last name.
GoFundMe was in 19. We're in 40 countries around the world. So we're expanding as quickly as we can to give functionality to people in different places. And we're seeing that happen. So, and then
right. And this is just more of them like saying support each other, stuff. And it's everyone like got a commercial. They monetize everything. You feel me? We give everything away for free, even this. And Bakari and Blue told me to monetize this, but shit, we need the information, bro. Like, we try to educate everybody, but damn, we need education.
It's these three companies, which, and I'm sure there are more than three. This just a quick video to remind.
Not bad.
Terrible companies. They're treating people differently. It's infractions they've done, all the like.
Right. So he's saying like, go get this, and so, and like he was saying, man, so we look at what if a black person says, I'm going to do something, right? Do we be like, well, let me find out first, even if it's something that I'm not down with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to, find the negative. I don't have to whatever, you know what I'm saying? I could support them with my time, my effort, or whatever it may take. But you see here, they have their murderers murdered somebody on camera. And look at the money they raised, right? That quickly.
Charged with manslaughter in the death of Jordan Neely. He's also. But tonight, an online defense fund for Penny, subject of protest all across the city. But tonight, an online defense fund for Penny has gone above the $2 million mark. As Pix 7's John Muller reports, some are comparing this case to an infamous subway vigilante case.
And you'd be like, yo, let me get like a couple of dollars to help these people get like, food or clean water, you know what I'm saying? Like, or the families of the victims, right, don't even get a fraction, right? Because there'll be more black people coming onto platforms defending this action than not,
Case from 40 years.
Cold death of homeless man Jordan.
Right, so he got 2 million. I don't know if you saw, because I showed this white chick. She got 100,000. You know what I'm saying, of the dudes with the bike. I don't know if this gonna play. Let me see if it play. Anyway, I don't need to play it. Yeah, it's going to other stuff now. Yeah, I don't need to play this song. But yo, the girl on the city bike where black people were sitting there apologizing to her. Oh, I got it wrong. She raised over 100,000. All right, and I know y'all remember this dude here. You know what I'm saying?
A controversial club at ASU is raising money to support the legal defense of Kyle Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old facing homicide charges after police say he shot and killed 2 people at a protest in Kenosha.
And like sister said, you know what I'm saying? Like those Europeans was off code. I know he got offended, but those Europeans was off code, and the white boy smoked him. He was like, "You N-word lovers," probably his last words. You know what I'm saying? And they support him. You know what I'm saying? They put their money where their mouth is. You know what I'm saying? We could say no justice, no peace, and all day and all that. But like, yo, like the ministers of defense, you know what I'm saying? They should have been getting paid. Those should have been paid positions, right? The cab drivers and the people helping with the bus boycott should have been paid positions, right? Putting our money where our mouth is, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, what is our goal there?
People at a protest in Kenosha. The club, College Republicans United, said they're accepting donations to help with his case. Now, we reached out to ASU for comment, and a spokesperson.
All right, so you saw that. So look, a Christian group raises more than $500,000, you know what I'm saying, for his legal defense. All right. Let me skip this one out because I want to show, and I'm gonna go off with something positive, right? And I don't care how much it makes y'all uncomfortable to see something, and if the point is you need to be doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't take like Cassandra doing it. You should have already done it. I was like out earlier. I seen a brother. He had like several young brothers out there. He had a boxing gym that's like right up the street. I didn't even know it was a boxing gym. And you know what I'm saying? That them young brothers was out there running, you know what I'm saying, suicides. You feel me? Like, as becoming, you know what I'm saying, young boxers. So like I said, like all of that stuff, becoming mentors, doing stuff, going, reaching to one person. I don't care what you got to do, you feel me? But do it, you know? All right, so I guess this site like messing up my computer. I'm trying to go to the next one. All right, so let me hurry up. I want you to, let me see. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They created.
Well, it happened last weekend,
And they created a whole donation site. They monetized it. They learned how to do that. They was like, well, we're not just going to depend on their stuff. And I'm guilty of that one. You know what I'm saying? I try to do it on the GoFundMe thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have black programmers and all that stuff. I know that's ahead of the whatever. We're not there yet. But that was the point of like monetization. I had to break it down to the point where they're raising this money, and then why we don't do that? Because we're gonna look for the negative. Why do we do that? Because, oh Lord, I might be free. Like, I need to say yes sir. Who I'm gonna say yes sir to? You Negro? I don't want to learn yes sir in Swahili. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn it in French. I want to learn si senor.
Group in Idaho has invited Kyle Rittenhouse to speak at their annual gala, or gala, depending on how you like to call it. It happened last weekend, and more alarmingly, they decided to auction off tickets to what they named Trigger Time with Kyle Rittenhouse. What is that? They
monetized Trigger Time with Kyle Rittenhouse. He made money off that. He's famous for killing people, killing some N-word lovers, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because Black Lives Matter, it was a bunch of white people out there here. And I don't know, you know, I just seen a bunch of white on white crime going on. But that's not my problem, you know what I'm saying? This is the Rittenhouse thing a lot of people is mad about, but you know, they disciplined those who got their own. I guess he was the priest of defense or whatever they do, whatever those molesters be doing.
May I ask? Well, here's a bit of a refresher on Kyle Rittenhouse first, so you understand. There's the ad for what they were doing, but nonetheless, Kyle Rittenhouse, for those of you who are living under a rock and completely missed the story, ended up shooting and killing 2 protesters at a Black Lives Matter protest self-defense argument the following morning. Okay, so now we can take a look at this flyer that they were passing around. Exclusive event, Trigger Time with Kyle Rittenhouse. Only 30 people are lucky enough to do this, John. They get range time, autographs, photos, rifles, rounds, refreshments. Sounds like a lot of fun for people who, for some reason, think that.
So even in this, they're arming them, giving them rifles, rounds, teaching them. They're doing shooting, right? You know, they get to shoot Kyle Rittenhouse, the person who killed some N-word lovers. I can only aspire to be that. And they're not even saying how much these tickets are. You feel me? But I'm just saying, right? So if we talking about like, man, yo, this person who shot this 14-year-old kid in the back, you could put some money together for the Deacons of Defense if you want to, but you don't want to. And that's obvious because all of the answers is obvious. But yet we rather argue about irrelevant stuff 1,000 years ago before any of this happened, right? Because, oh, Lord have mercy, Malcolm X got, you know what I'm saying, assassinated 72 years ago. So let me not do nothing now. Like, you're already dead. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't mean to break it to you like that, but
Rounds, refreshments. Sounds like a lot of fun for people who, for some reason, think that a guy who killed 2 people should be a celebrity that they go shooting with. Now, there was also a Ruger AR 556 photographed or autographed, I should say, by Kyle Rittenhouse, and a painted red, white, and blue.
damn, I don't even have it.
You know,
because I was gonna also pull up, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, George Zimmerman also auctioned off his gun where he killed a 17-year-old, you know what I'm saying? But this is the kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like for $3,000, you know what I'm saying? A signed AR Ruger, right? And what I'm telling you is to keep your, as constituents say, candy bar and peanuts, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, even though, you know, you see this person is here to like spread information and all of that stuff there and be like, you don't let them see you get to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we know what it is at this point. We know what happens. And like I've always said, I'm not hard on the coon because I understand where it comes from, right? You destroy what the creator of the coon chip, like we taking the whole coon chip factory down at this point, you know what I'm saying? But at this point, we definitely starting at the basics because we have let it ourselves be infiltrated. We have let this happen, you know what I'm saying? And there's ways around it to where they can't stop you. Like they can never stop you. All they can do is contribute to it. You know what I'm saying? If you had the right mindset, of course. You feel me? You see how you can monetize anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude who you know what I'm saying, the Michael Johnson's, you know what I'm saying, home, make it like Martin Luther King home, where you go through a tour, like, yeah, this is where he was like, you know what I'm saying, plot. That's where he knew he was fed up. At this time, you know what I'm saying, he was like, well, I'm doing what it takes by any means. This is where he first said, by any means necessary here at this spot, you know what I'm saying?
No. It was painted red, white, and blue, and it started with a floor bid of just $3,000. So that's what they auctioned off. I'm gonna stop for comment.
I think that it's
all right. We don't need their comments. All right. And so this is another, and this is a political fundraiser, right? Because also within politics, when we get into these politics and stuff like that, until you funding your own politicians, right? Because it goes into all of that too, right? We can't just be saying like, well, I hope that this person does it, that person does it. All of it goes back to what are you willing to give? What are you willing to do? You know what I'm saying? You monetize these things so you can control the stuff in your environment, you know what I'm saying? Instead of always looking for the negative, you know what I'm saying? Like we expect that kind of stuff, but that's the only reason why I was like, because even my brother Bawana came on here, you know what I'm saying, with the sister who's saying anybody want to be involved in the mineral stuff. And he's like, you know, I don't know, you know, it's not my, like, it's okay if it's not your lane, you know what I'm saying? But I would be like, well, damn, that sister inspires me to travel or something, or to invest in land, or to understand about investment. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you can learn about the stock market if you want to learn about their system and how to capitalize off of their stuff, and also pay attention to what's going on in the world. You feel me? Like we don't use anything as a tool or a weapon, and it's all being used against us, including our own. You feel me? And this is they're having a rally talking about, you know what I'm saying, the gun safety here, because we definitely got to learn gun safety. And the first rule is to point it outward, not inward. You know what I'm saying? Point it towards the other direction.
From a CCW event held at a local library on Sunday. In attendance, several Nevada Republicans running for office. Now, we do want to warn you, the following clips are offensive.
Firearm safety is no joke. Always wear a wife beater on the range. And always make sure there are no minorities in your backdrop. Always shoot the gun right side.
I mess that up all the time. They would shoot at the range, shooting at black folk. All right, we just saw that.
Always shoot the gun right side up.
No, you don't even understand what I'm talking about, a tool or a weapon, bro. Like, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you wouldn't even say that sentence that way if you understood what I'm talking about. You're not even close. We not close. You know what I'm saying?
Always lick the chicken grease off your fingers before shooting. Always make sure there's a white person around so you have someone to blame for everything that goes wrong in your life. And always aim for small children to ensure you actually hit another gang member.
Yeah, that was like, oh yeah. I would always aim for small children because you know they came from the female host, right? Who I show y'all about all the time. But oh wait, you know what I'm saying? That's okay, you know. They can be quote unquote racist, right? Because that's what he's teaching at this conservative political fundraiser, right? They made raise however many dollars, you know what I'm saying? This Republican one, you know. So I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna finish by showing y'all some positive stuff. And just because y'all get uncomfortable with positive stuff, because y'all don't really want to do anything, right? And I'm gonna say consider, you know what I'm saying, shouts out to her. If you want to be a part of the next thing that we doing, you know, the next time we try to establish something, but you're gonna have to put in work, or you're actually going down there, you know what I'm saying, helping the youth and stuff like that. Because if you talk about you're scared of the youth, that's just showing how much of a coward you really are in your heart, you know what I'm saying? Like, because all of these are nothing but excuses, because that's just what we do, you know. That's why we in the position that we in, because we make every excuse not to do it, you know. But I'm gonna play this one because there's a lot, it's some important
You
stuff.
think about tech hubs, you probably think about places like Silicon Valley, but in the heart of Inglewood, a nonprofit is working to educate and mold future Black tech industry leaders. As we honor Black History Month, our Leslie Marine walks us through the mission for story number 4.
Well, while the number of tech jobs continue to grow, the workforce just does not reflect the makeup of the communities they serve. A group of 5 Black entrepreneurs set out to change that. As part of our Black History Month coverage, we introduce you to the Hidden Genius Project.
This is something called control flow. I've set the variables, I've stored objects.
Hidden in the heart of Inglewood is a tiny but mighty tech hub.
You're actually able to use your communication skills at its peak, at its height.
Here, it's made up of these young teen boys, or geniuses, as they call them.
Our vision is to build Los Angeles, Inglewood, as the hub for Black techs. Black tech leaders, and starting with our young people, starting with geniuses.
Kayla Mason is the regional director of the Hidden Genius Project.
And see, I don't know how to make an app or nothing like that, but I know that we need them, and I know people who say they know how to make apps, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? You know, we all run into funding issues because, you know, I don't know what we're going to fund other than other people's ventures in our communities. If an Asian dude set up a restaurant, and we're going to damn sure put our money in that, you know what I'm saying? But somebody trying to make a Black, you know what I'm saying, YouTube or something, like whatever the Black version of that. Well, first, let me see, because he could be an Asian, just like, you know, considering Bakari always talk about Jam Master Jay, you know what I'm saying? But that's the first thing we're going to say. Well, I don't know about that. Let me see about this. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't going to do that when it comes to what? Stop, Give, Go, or whatever the hell it's called.
The focus, training and mentoring young Black men in technology creation, entrepreneurship, and leadership skills.
It's important for our geniuses to see themselves as founders and not want to work at Google, but built their own Google.
But this program is no walk in the park for these teens. In fact, they have to spend 15 months. We're talking 2 of their summers and 800 hours. They also have to complete a capstone project before they can graduate. Are you interested in something you never thought you would be?
Yes, and that's coding and tech.
15-year-old Jacob Berry is currently in the program. Although it's free to families, only 24 teens get in after a competitive application process.
I learned a lot of things, like how to code a little bit better than I used to. It's been really cool.
But at the Hidden Genius, it's not all about tech.
We're here to support each other, and one thing that we always follow is Ubuntu. It's I am because we are, so community is very important.
The nonprofit was founded to form a brotherhood and bridge the gap between the high unemployment rate among Black youth and the ever-growing tech industry.
Right. So y'all, if you got a problem with that, then do something about it, right? So I'm gonna go through these, right? And you don't have to be like rich or nothing. If you want to influence, you can go influence young boys by teaching them discipline at a young age, by being a peewee football coach. You know what I'm saying? Like just certain things, because a lot of young Black people need
$230,000
male influence in their lives. You
and
know?
gun violence.
So, but listen to this, you know what I'm saying? Because also using these nonprofits, there are avenues available if you don't have it, you know what I'm saying? By using certain organizations, and Matron used to always talk about grants and stuff that you can get. And she showed me a lot of stuff with the grants you can get with having a nonprofit, and because she just showed me a lot of things that you could do with the nonprofit and how to create it, you know. And like I said, you can be out there helping the youth, because I always be like, you can't just tell somebody something without helping them in some kind of way. You can find some kind of way to help them and give them, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is, because I'm not saying you got to solve world hunger. You know what I'm saying? You can get a $15, you know what I'm saying, gift card to Kroger or something that they give to you for your people of color charity, you know what I'm saying? And get out there and like meet the youth and talk to them, and they'll be more willing to listen if you got an avenue to help them in some kind of way, you know.
Is investing $230,000 directly into community organizations that work to curb and prevent gun violence. Emma Henderson now with more.
Yo, what up, highly favored?
The program and the people vowing to make a difference.
Turn the corner from the Firestone football practice fields and you'll find accolades to show it.
Defensive player of the year, like 2 of them. I was class president. At graduation, I got to speak. Had a good school year.
Standing off to the side, one of his mentors of 12 years, Michael Irby, president of 100 Black Men of Akron. And in case you're wondering, the accolades continue.
Graduated cum laude.
Like 100, it could be like 2 of you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's difficult. Like even just asking brothers, you know what I'm saying, to go into the schools to do programs. Like they're gonna make excuses why they can't do it. And even then, if we feel like our children are important and our education is important, you know, maybe you could like make it so like, you know, these people don't have to be like, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? Like we get the right people that we decide, that we pick, and like we have male influencers, and you make sure that they're taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Like working hand in hand, not just expecting somebody to do something for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes all of us, you know, because like I said, I just showed you they would be willing to create their own, monetize your death. You know what I'm saying?
And now I'm got a full ride to University of Charleston, where I'll be playing football.
Both are excited because the organization just received $20,000.
Damn, Bukhari, you heard that? Bukhari's still up.
Playing football.
He said that.
And now I'm got a full ride to University of Charleston, where I'll be playing football.
Both are excited.
University of
that
Charleston.
young people need to be heard and gives them an opportunity to vent on whatever.
Right, yeah, and y'all could check all of this stuff. I wanted to play this one too because architecture is important. This is a video on that, but even when you have these Black building companies or construction companies, you know what I'm saying, it's not enough just to have them. It's like being aware of the situation that you're in to use it for your universe, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you are thriving, right? And your community is thriving, you know what I'm saying? And no matter what nobody calls you, we are worried about our children, you know what I'm saying? So
sketch stuff and build stuff with my blocks, and eventually I just knew that I wanted to be a builder. That's
wired to improve our environment. Fashion could be improved.
all right, less than 2%.
In the art, expose Black children to architecture so that they can consider it as a profession.
All right, and then of course they got like the dumb music here, and I'm not gonna play this. I guess I'll play some.
1% of registered architects were Black. In 2014, the National Organization of Minority Architects invited me back to speak to my alma mater, actually in the same room that I was a few years before, and I was able to say we had risen to a little. Well, I never wanted to be an architect to make a living at it. Gravitated towards
right, and this is just to put this like out there for the younger people, you know, just to consider different things. Architects make a lot of good, they make a lot of money. They make it's a good profession, and these are critical things that we need. You know, we need people that know how to build houses and buildings and design, you know what I'm saying? So this is definitely, and it's not for so much for y'all, you know what I'm saying, who's already in y'all lives, you know. It's for the younger people just to consider, because certain, like, you know, sports and basketball and all that stuff is not the only way, you know. And
salons and barbershops are
of
more
course
than
my
just
brother
places to go get a
in Colorado, you know what I'm saying, and Black Health, but they also use barbershops, you know what I'm saying? They use barbershops to reach the youth, but the barbershops are well, I guess I don't know if everybody goes to like a Black barbershop, you know what I'm saying? But that's definitely a place where you can talk to people, and like, because a lot of times we just talking about sports and stuff and not so much other stuff, because hell, I'm gonna be real, a lot of people be like, oh Lord Jesus, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about that revolution stuff.
trim. There are also places you go to be seen.
Jesse Scott's Park Hill
All right, so I'm gonna skip this jump, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna play this one for Bakari, because Bakari like to always talk about HBCUs. Well, maybe he could do this then, since he always talking about it, because this groups that's out here that's taking teams on a tour of HBCUs and universities, you know what I'm saying? So Bakari always talking about, oh, well, maybe if you get out there and do something. Well, how about that? They're doing something. How about you go to different places and you take them around to HBCUs, take them to Jackson State and let them see, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying, you think they should go. How about you do that instead of telling us that we need to go do that? They are working you already, Bakari. So I don't want to hear no more excuses about what other people need to do, Bakari.
Dozens of Chicago public school students boarded a bus today.
This trip is one of those trips
bound for countless possibilities.
It changes the trajectory for a lifetime.
Latrell Cowley is a senior at Wendell Phillips Academy High School. He said before he joined the Chicago mentorship program, Becoming a Man, he lived a different life.
At first, I wasn't going on no trips with no one. I was just going to class.
Now Cowley and about 70 other CPS students are on the road with people they've just met to spend their spring break touring Southern colleges.
I get to go to places I've never been.
Why you want to do that, Bakari? Why you ain't taking young people out to the HBCUs since they've been misinformed? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you go out there and show them? See, that's what I'm talking about, Bakari. You know what I'm saying? You just like, you know what I'm saying, I've been talking about, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no different.
I get to go to places I've never been.
Including 6 historically Black colleges and universities, some universities that Cowley has already applied to.
I get to visit colleges that I always dreamed of going to.
For Cowley and others, this collegiate tour is a journey of a lifetime.
A lot of them only know their blocks. A lot of them have not been downtown before, let alone out of the state, going to multiple states.
The BAM Mentorship Program has organized this annual road trip since 2015. This is the first time the tour is back since the COVID-19 pandemic.
And I am so excited because they literally get to see other parts of this world that they never probably would have saw if it wasn't for this program.
While traveling has been an exciting part of joining the program.
The key word there, done, is sounds past tense to me, Bakari. I know I got colonized by the English and you know, maybe I don't have the full King's English proper or whatever you want to say, but done seems like past tense. The key word is doing, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
While traveling has been an exciting part of joining the program, for 14-year-old Matthew Lewis, he says without BAM,
I wouldn't talk to a lot of people that I talk to now. I wouldn't talk at all. So this helped me talk to more people.
the program and this trip valued more for the meaning to those part of it.
It inspires from the youngest to the oldest.
I can get out of my comfort zone. I can do whatever I want without no one judging who I am or not. It is fun to me.
Watch breaking news on YouTube.
Oh, my bad. All right, so this is almost up. Let me hurry up for these last one.
Freshman year of high school.
Oh yeah, so if you don't do this, you know what I'm saying, then some other person is gonna come in there and start linking up the black and brown in Chicago, right? Because we saw already with the black and brown going down in Chicago, so they already trying to acclimate your kids to the black and brown alliance and the high schools down there. You know what I'm saying? Get them used to what's going on. They already gonna see them in their projects, and well, they didn't hold on. They shut down a bunch of black schools just so that they can. What now? They want to move the Mexicans down there, but whatever.
Not easy. A Chicago nonprofit understands it can be especially tough for young black and brown students.
That's why it's pairing up teens with the support system they need to reach new heights. CBS 2's Noel Brennan has our report.
All right, this is the one.
It can be tough for a first-time climber.
Good.
There's no mountaineer.
Solid.
But
An academic and leadership development organization.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. This black and brown stuff, and I ain't gonna go on it.
We're an academic and leadership development organization that.
All right, let me hurry up so I can get off here, right? Oh yeah, so not to leave young women out, you know what I'm saying? Let me play this one for young women.
If you're serious about your podcast.
So not to leave them out.
Tend to do it all, right? They're the company planner, accountant, and inventory specialist.
And an Orland Park business owner is trying to keep her head above water while really managing all of that and more. Morning Insider Lauren Victory shares what recently helped her and other black female buyers.
Hey, and if y'all want the link, let me know now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put it in there unless y'all want the link because I'm gonna get off of here. But if y'all want to comment on anything, it ain't gonna be no long drawn out, and Rifleman, I ain't gonna let you on here today because not only did you miss the first part where we was talking about some of the stuff that you were saying, but we ain't doing that kind of stuff today, you know what I'm saying? So but if y'all want the link, then you just put it in the chat and I'll put it in there.
Bosses, boom.
Oh, you heard of them? Yo, that's what's up. Yo, they out there doing that now. They working harder than Bakari, you know what I'm saying? So they need to really be asking Bakari. Like, you always talking about them damn HBCU, but we out here showing them, and you just talking about it, you know what I'm saying? So they really should be calling out Bakari, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear no more Bakari. I'm joking. I'm just messing with you.
Male bosses, boom.
See what I mean?
Shavari Levy is embarrassed of her mess, but it's all related to the beauty she creates from within.
I've always had this passion to make things really, really pretty.
A passion that, along with the pain of our rental company,
Life that I've had to bloom from.
the Orland Park mom wants to bring some joy to other grieving families by hosting floral arrangement workshops and offering a service of rotating bouquets to decorate grave sites.
So with the subscription boxes, it makes sure that your family or loved one always.
Right, and did you see that? Because I wanted to do that, but I'm not as good as Matron, right? And she showed me like sites that you could look up. Like, they got the quote unquote people of color grants and the stuff. But like a lot of these things, if you have a nonprofit organization and you really trying to help and do something, there is like money out there that you can use. And really, like whatever you're trying to do, there is money that you can use that's available. And even there is money out there available for people that's not with a nonprofit, so I'm just saying, like, yo, she was really good at showing that I'm not as good. So I kind of fell off, but whatever.
Boxes, it makes sure that your family or loved one always has something out there.
But her business can't expand without better website functionality. Storage would help too.
I felt blessed.
We interviewed Levy after she learned she was one of the Boss Network.
Congratulations.
That's founder Kamika Smith sharing the good news with other winners. 18,000 women applied.
Less than 1% of Black women get access to capital, and that's a very low number. So I knew that this was going to be really important to my community. And the numbers of applicants show that, it definitely is.
All of these fabrics are going to have a home very soon.
2022 grant winner Janine Harrell told CBS2 last.
And don't give no damn scholarships to non-Black women, all right? Because I don't want to be like Rachel Dolezal at the damn college getting a scholarship. All right, monetize that for your damn self. It's okay. Don't let nobody shame you, because you better be goddamn racist. Black people ain't racist, and look where you at. Everybody else is working for them. They ain't say, oh, well, to stop Asian hate bill. Is that the racist? Chinatown, is that racist? But Blacktown is racist, right? You know why? Because you're scared to have it. Because, first of all, who I'm going to say yes, master to? I ain't going to say it to you in word. Second of all, what can I do without this good white man? Or maybe I can learn how to say, si, senor. But I'll be damned if I say, yes, sir, in Swahili. That's what y'all be sounding like.
Last year, she planned to use the money to organize her Chicago office. Here's what it looks like.
Yeah, I know. This is and this is what I'm saying. There are a lot of people doing it underground, and I'm not even gonna say underground, because this is what I'm, and I've been showing the mentor stuff because like Cassandra has been saying, because I seen what happened in my city with the people, with the young people wilding in the schools and doing these things and I understand what they need. And there's brothers out there here who have been planting gardens and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? These just happen to be the ones that's on the news and you know what I'm saying? But I'm only showing them because but there are a lot more. But unfortunately, enough of us aren't doing what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely agree with you. You do it off of here. And that's the whole point. That's why I'd be like, yo, reach out to one of us, you know what I'm saying? Consider Bukhari, me, you know what I'm saying? If y'all trying to be a part of the next thing, or go make your own and hit me up and I'll be a part of it. But unless you are doing stuff to help, you know what I'm saying, the next generation, then, you know what I'm saying? We just wasting time, and I just wanted to show something positive to end it with.
Now
we've got our materials library fully up and running. We've bought more technology to help support the effort.
Oh yeah, I can believe that. But that's what I'm saying. We have enough money. If you focus your dollars, that was supposed to be the point. We focus on one person's business or one thing, and we put our collective efforts to helping them achieve that. You know what I'm saying? Or just whatever it may be. But it's difficult to do that when everybody has a split direction and everybody's arguing about different things. Like Amos Wilson said, it's amazing when it's sports, we can get on there and have a Bulls jersey on. We're going to say we the Bulls, you know what I'm saying? We're going to study the game film. We're going to learn how they operate. We're going to play as much defense as we can. We're going to go in there and take whatever we need to win. But as soon as we get off the court, we're going to say, I'm an individual. You know what I'm saying? All right, so the last one I'll play, because you see people going to find a way to say, well, it's female. Well, this is male mentorship. And what this brother said that his mentees have accomplished, and he's shouting him out. This ain't on the news. He's just shouting him out on TikTok or whatever platform he was on.
All right, folks, we started our Black Mentorship Program approaching 3 years now, and I got some amazing news. 3 of our members, we found out, got into medical school this year, including our very first mentee who got in 4 programs. And I can't express how exciting this is. We went on a mission to try and help out with representation, let kids know that they can achieve their dreams, they could get a seat at a table. And those that have been part of the program have just helped facilitate that. And the 3 people that got in, they've hustled, they've done all the work that they needed to do, but it's been amazing being part of their journey, and they're going to do amazing things. And we want to continue to support young Black youth. If you're looking to get into medical school and get a seat at the table, check out our links at.
All right, so, and I guess I should play his links. I don't know. Y'all gonna find out, oh, I ain't messing with his links, because he's Asian or whatever they can say.
Black Med Collective, because
all right, Black Med Collective, you know what I'm saying? But you know, the point is, you know, I show these things because we're gonna find a way to find a negative thing to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, oh, that encourages me to go put forth the effort that I need to put forth, we're gonna find a way to discourage, because the truth is we don't want freedom, you know what I'm saying? We want to be just comfortable, and we gonna rather argue about what is black, what we come from, than argue solutions to help our children not get educated, or how to eat, or should we, or debate should we get go bags or just make our own go bags, you know what I'm saying? Like, or how are we going to fix the water? Should we use certain filters, or what should we do? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I know what you mean, highly favored, because a lot of the people that use mainstream media be like people of color, and you know, the soft nonsense that I was talking about. And I don't like to play their videos but we just have the we sick boss mentality when it comes to, like, even when I was showing the sister, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna find a way to say, oh, this sister ain't this sister ain't that. And like I said, for anybody who has anything productive to say, because I'm not gonna be on here, I'll put it in there for you to say, you know what I'm saying, while I play the last thing. And I probably shouldn't, but only those of you who have productive today, because we're gonna take a break from that. But y'all gonna have to be prepared and learn how to not be emotional, and to learn how to deal with things, because it's gonna be a lot worse. Like, First Rifleman is like small fry, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we get in the real world, we can't get emotional. We gotta react and respond in a business sense, you know what I'm saying? And once we learn how to control our emotions, right, maybe we can learn what to put our money behind and do a better job at it. And I'm not just saying go out and put your money behind something. I'm telling you to go out and do the thing that you think needs to be done, right? Because other people are out here at least trying. And I know people tell me, if I try, they say, well, you haven't done anything. I try to do something. Well, now you scamming, or you were this, or you're lying, or you're fake. So it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. It don't really matter what other people say. Who cares what they say, right? The whole point is, what are we going to accomplish? What are we going to do, right? And so I'm going to play this last thing. I'm going to let this be. I guess this ain't the last word. I'm going to play this while I give, if somebody want to come on here.
I'll end it for you. Don't start nothing. It won't be nothing. But we got a problem.
I agree, highly favored. You know what I'm saying? But it takes resources. It takes resources for the people to teach them. It takes resources for the buildings. That's all it takes, you know, and that can be achieved easily by, you know what I'm saying, working together. But that's the hard part, working together. Because, you know, people like this.
But we got a problem. Black people got a problem. Now, we can move to color blindness and always look at the man by the content of his character, never the color of his skin. I'm down. Black people got a problem. And it's a God problem. When black people see the world, I don't care. You can train them. You can train a black man to be a physician. You can train him to be an astrophysicist. You can train him to be a lawyer, but you can't train him to understand the world. He doesn't know. I'm telling you. There's not 2 cents worth of difference between a mass murderer. There's not 2 cents of difference between a petty thief that's locked away in prison than a black doctor when it comes to understanding the world. Listen, you listen to me. We got to deal with this. And we need to begin to acknowledge it, talk about it, ask God to help us, because only God can help black people where they are. Black people had Africa, that big old continent over there. They never built one boat that was seaworthy. Not one. There's not one monument in Africa, in all of Africa.
Hey, that sound like, it's like, it might be a crazy preacher, but they got enough reach to where they'll show up here and see. That brother had CTR that was on here the other day. Bukhari yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That's why he go at people doing something, because most times they not. You know what I'm saying? The other brother who go at it, not doing nothing.
I know you're talking about Egypt. Egypt is not
What
Africa.
up, Koku?
There are no great cities that were built. Even before the first colonization of white people coming to the shores of Africa or the slave ships,
I was gonna get the sister like thank God for slavery, but
black men built nothing. No sewer system, no houses above one level, and none of them made out of stone. All of them made out of grass and wood. Black men, before the white man ever got to Africa.
And I will show you something about it, dude, because Sidra mentioned something about a wake-up call. It's been an update, but I want you to hear why first.
The worst thing that could ever happen to South Africa was when they gave it to Nelson Mandela and black folk. That was a great nation. Now, notwithstanding apartheid was wrong, we all know it's wrong. I'm against it. There should have been some other resolution, though, than turning it over to Nelson Mandela. Disease, AIDS, and crime should have now leaving the nation. Yet the children over there are hungry and pot-bellied. South Africa, Nigeria.
Y'all heard first right from me last night, so you know what he said.
Man, he does not understand the world. He doesn't. I don't care if he learned medicine situation. It's gonna be God. There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
And they clapping, talking about some preach.
He does not understand the world.
And somebody in the comments said, yo, it's not the preacher that's the problem. It's the people that's in the audience, right? You know what I'm saying? And they sitting there talking about some damn preach.
He doesn't. I don't care if he learned medicine.
Okay,
he doesn't understand the world. He can't even hold on to Harlem. When he was here, he moved
let me let you on, Bukhari. Let me show you what happened to
out. We got to talk to the Lord. People, we got to talk to God.
Praise Jesus.
And black women, Shirley Chisholm, Harriet.
Yo, remember didn't he say something about black? Now this is a dude saying something about black women who doing something for young brothers and young sisters when they are doing nothing. All right, don't they always talk about the sisters? All right. And they seem kind of sensitive themselves, you know what I'm saying? When they get high pitched, they cut off people all the time. They do, they say nonsense. They make up stuff and they argue just to argue. It sounds kind of sensitive, don't it?
Shirley Chisholm, Harriet Tubman, Coretta King, one of her boys. Yeah, okay, then we got a black president. But you black women, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all gonna let that white woman? What's wrong with you black women voting for Barack? Don't you understand? It should have been a black room if you're going to have a black president. What's wrong with you? Y'all ain't got no
You're right about that. It should have been a black woman if it was a black president. You're right about that one.
If you're going to have a black president, what's wrong with you? Y'all ain't got no sense, you black women. Your men treat you like the dogs, like your dogs. They walk all over you. They make you pay the bills at home, and then the preachers pimp you in the churches and make you pay the bills. Y'all crazy.
Damn preacher pimping and talking about preachers pimping.
Black women buying these black men private jets, the tune of $50 million for a nigga to ride around in a private jet. And you talk about, look at our pastor. What's wrong with y'all women? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And what's wrong with a black man that would take that kind of money out of a poor neighborhood and buy himself a private jet? What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, black women? What's wrong with you voting for Barack Obama? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy. Black people, let me tell y'all something. If you don't ever hear me say preach again, they can kill me tomorrow. Let me tell you something. We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an athlete.
Wait. So since he's a black man and black men don't think correctly, should I even be listening to him? Don't make sense, right? Because they like a lot of times they cut themselves and they be like, we shouldn't listen. Black men is crazy. There's something wrong with being a black man saying this. So now I'm like wondering, like, damn, should I just get up and walk out of church because you're a black man?
The nigga ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man.
Oh man. You know what? Let me see. Oh, okay. All right, let me show you this, right? Oh yeah, I know. It's their revolutionary theory, raw. No, their what they say? But look, so he's now asking why black people don't help him. He said, why black people don't come help Pastor Manning now that, because Israel mentioned something about a wake-up call, but I want you to see how, because sometimes wake-up calls don't go the right way, you know what I'm saying? So this is happening to him now, where he got a lawsuit against Mayor Eric Adams in the city of New York because they did him dirty, you know what I'm saying? They did something to him.
Rights violation. Now, this is not a racist civil rights violation. It's just that my freedom of speech has been attacked, curtailed. My freedom of religion has also been attacked.
Yo, come up, Bakari, because it's not long too. If you're gonna come up, or anybody who coming up, that's talking productive. We're not doing that other stuff today. I ain't got time for that. And
attacked, curtailed, viciously attacked. My life has been threatened. The ministry has been threatened, all stemming from this illegal, this unjust, I should say, discriminatory, predatory tax lien law that allowed the Department of Environmental Protection, Department of Finance of the City of New York to sell a lien for $36,000 back in 2002 to the Mellon Bank. And this procedure, this law action has been going on for the past 20 years. It's not a racial civil rights. What they have done to me is just, and to our church, is unconscionable. And that's one of the reasons why our defense is going to be so salient. Now, there's some things I'm not going to be able to tell you, but I will be able to make that argument. $36,000 water and sewer charge. You're charging them $36,000 for using the shower and flushing the toilet. And because they didn't pay you the $36,000, you're going to take their entire property, shut down a school, shut down a ministry that's been going for 57 years.
all right, Bakari. Yo, what up, Bakari? Yo, hey, Bakari, you hear me?
Hey, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, this dude, I'm gonna send you a video. Look at the name of the video I'm finna send you. It's about this crazy dude right here, man.
Yeah.
Man, this dude here, he's I'm gonna send it to you in text, man. I don't know if you can pull it up like that or not. This dude, and this dude is he's stone crazy. He gay. That's something else folks don't talk about. He is gay. He don't like he don't like black folks. He set up there and if you had looked in his congregation, you would see that he have a lot of non-black people inside of his congregation while he's sitting up there talking about black folk, talking about black folks ain't never done nothing, something wrong with you. He up there preaching, steady calling folks the N-word. Black folk ain't never done nothing. Barack, the long-legged Mac Daddy, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you for voting for Barack, as if the person Barack was running against, the dude that got caught, that went down in a plane in the wall, that's what they say he did anyway, as if he was so much better, the one that voted against MLK, a holiday in Arizona. The only reason Arizona overturned it and he overturned his vote is because the NFL told them they would never take the Super Bowl back to Arizona if they don't make it a holiday. So Arizona making it a holiday. I can't even think of that damn dude's name. Now the one Trump told. Trump said, "You a loser. I don't like losers." Because he said he was a prisoner of war. Trump said only losers get caught. I can't think of that damn dude's name. But he act like that dude is so much better. His whole thing was just to get up there and take a dump on black folks with his crazy ass, but he's suing He was trying to sue, yeah, John McCain, Coco, but he's trying to sue. He was trying to sue Starbucks. Guess why he was suing Starbucks?
Why?
Because they put gay semen in the coffee. So the man asked him, why would they put gay semen in the coffee? He said, because the gay semen flavors it up, make it taste better.
Well, how you know it tastes better?
Oh, that's what the dude asked him. I just sent it to you on text. I just sent it to you on text.
Yeah,
You know,
I'll pull it up.
But he want to sit there and talk about black folks, and I forgot people can look up his past. Black people dumb, stupid. We ain't never built a boat that could get on the on. We ain't never built a boat that could get on the lake, which we know all that's a lie. So then he just want to say Egypt ain't Africa, but we built stuff. West Africans did stuff, but you see, that's he might be worse. He might be worse than Herschel Walker.
But that's what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying because Herschel Walker ain't gonna say it like that. Herschel Walker just gonna tell you, don't call yourself no Black American and don't call yourself no African American. You just a damn American. You know, Herschel Walker ain't gonna say CRT. He gonna say CTR. Herschel Walker don't mind being called a coon because a coon one of the smartest animals out there. If there's anything worse than a coon, it's him. He a Wolverine. That's what he is. He's a Wolverine. He's something. He is something. And he was vicious. And he was vicious in his attacks, in his word against black folks, against black men, against black women. He told the truth about taking money, trying to get a private jet, but he's upset because he couldn't get the money for him a private jet. I ain't never heard him ask for one. That's just what I believe.
Yeah, ain't scammed enough white people yet. I wonder why the hell white people don't be like, it's a scam, yo, it's a scam. Christopher Columbus ain't never come to no damn America. That's a lie.
No, they ain't gonna do that.
Oh shit.
They not gonna do that.
Them white people, what's the name of that thing? I'm not gonna play the video. I just want to remember the name of it. Stop, Give, Go. What is the name? You ever heard of that before? Again, Give, Send, Go.
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, this is the shit that they use to give to the white people. You know what I'm saying? That be like Kyle Rittenhouse and all them people. You know what I'm saying?
They market it amongst themselves.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask you, like, do you ever see them? Cause like, why don't they ever say, like, not do you ever, but why don't they ever say, like, this is a scam, or I don't know, I gotta see what's going on with them first, or their agent or anything like that. They just put money into it.
Yeah, they just put money into it, and we've been taught not to trust one another for a very long time. And some of us just can't shake that. And they think they're doing something just by every time a black person say, let's do this. Oh, he just scamming people. You understand? They think, oh yeah, this person stole money, so all black people are gonna steal money. I told them sometimes I ain't gonna say sometime, but we had a lot of our people have the non-black mindset. And what I mean by that is, what the Asians say, hurry up and buy. They don't want you stealing out their store. All black folks steal. So these people that think somebody's scamming every time they do something, a lot of them don't know they have that mindset. They're doing it unwittingly, but they have that mindset. He ain't nothing but a scam. He ain't nothing but a scam. Basically, they're saying the same thing. A black person on here talking about we can do this together and we can spend money together. That's basically telling you when they say, oh, he ain't nothing but a scam. Basically telling you all you trying to do is steal from black folks, because that's all black people do is steal. Or they'll say what you're trying to do, oh, trying to get some that's too broad. How the hell getting some septic tank, trying to buy at least one septic tank is too broad? Oh, that's too broad for somebody to basically, they should have just said, I don't trust that. You understand what I'm saying? Because in other words, that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah, I mean, and the other side of that is you may not trust it, and that is completely fine. But and as an alternative, that would mean that whatever it is that you trust, even if that's yourself, that means you have to do that. Then you know what I'm saying, and then we can support you. But that's why I think that's a bunch of BS. I think it's just an excuse, and it's not like they trust it or they don't trust it. In fact, I think things that'll get them closer to self autonomy, they'll be more against. You know what I'm saying? The things that they can feel like will be real, they'll be more against. Like and say, like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know about that because like which but if we talk about some non-relevant stuff that won't get us anywhere, well yeah, like maybe this is real. You know what I'm saying? Or like I don't know, because it's just my opinion. I think when we do that, it's just an excuse because we really don't want. But I'm not gonna let you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you can't make a horse drink when you take them to the water, but you can like put them in their head in the water, and then if you drown, that's on you. That's not my problem at that point. But,
Yep.
But yo, Bakari, he getting his wake up call. Now I'm gonna pull yours up, and then I'm gonna let you. Then we're gonna close out. All right. But check this out. This is his wake up call because he's saying he understanding why Black people don't come help Pastor Manning. This is the question. Now I want you to see who he blames because now the city has taken away his stuff, his church. They put a lien on his property or something like that, and he like got a lawsuit against the city of New York and the Department of Environmental Protection. And even though Eric Adams is the mayor, let's be real, you know what I'm saying? Like he can't even talk against a white girl, or they're gonna kick him out the party. You know what I'm saying? So, but check this out. This is his wake up call. Cassandra mentioned the wake up call to the first rifleman. Sometimes it don't always work.
Shut down a homeless shelter, a breakfast program.
All right, so this is all the stuff he named, all the stuff that they did, that they shut down.
Down a ministry that's been going for 57 years.
Pause 1 second. Pause 1 second. I heard him saying the water bill and light bill or whatever was $36,000. They ain't paid a bill in 57 years. How the hell if you've been open 57 years and your bill $36,000, they ain't paid a bill in 57 years. Go ahead. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead.
But he gonna make a point because he's under the white man's law. Because if we accept the white man's law, they'll finally come to their senses and realize that we're humans. And I can put my T-shirt up. So like, as long as we keep our eyes down and put our heads in the barrel when we laugh and like step out into the street, they won't do nothing bad to us, Bakari. That's what you're not realizing. So.
Shelter, a breakfast program, a church that has fed more than 1 million meals, you're going to shut that down for $36,000. You charge them for flushing the toilet? It's ridiculous. It's preposterous. And by the way, isn't that church tax exempt by the federal government?
Great question. Ain't the tax exempt by the federal damn government, or do they not give a damn about you, Negro?
Church tax exempt by the federal.
You Negroes, there's something wrong with you. It's something wrong in your mind. You should have took that advice for yourself. I couldn't listen to him. He was right.
Federal government, by the state of New York, by the city of New York. That's a part of the argument that we're going to be able to make. Let me just turn a corner for just a second.
Bakari, real quick, guess whose fault it is?
Oh, that's Black people's fault.
Oh, man.
Black people ain't paid no bills. Black people ain't paid no bills in 57 years, man. That's why that water bill 30 something. You gonna charge me $36,000 for flushing the toilet? They charging you $36,000 for flushing the toilet and running water for 57 years. I'm just 57 years ain't paid now bill.
Well, ain't they protected by the church thing? He's right though. Bakari is a non-profit thing, you know what I'm saying, going on over here. They protect it, right?
Well, he thought he was protected.
Damn.
That's what he thought. I don't know. I guess they ain't.
I know the
Okay, I can say it like this. David Manning ain't protected.
Yeah, or his church.
Then got on there calling him Obama a long-legged Mac Daddy. Yeah, he ain't protected.
Damn. It's a good guess, Bakari.
Second, because I want to say this, and I want to just go ahead now and put it out there. You can drop that, Mr. Engineer. I need to put it out there that most of the people that are going to be against us, forget about the jury. We're not worried about them or the judge or the 9 lawyers that are going to be high-priced lawyers, earning $2,000 an hour. I'm not concerned about them. But the people I think that I want to make this message today especially about are going to be Black people who are worshipers of Obama, disciples of Al Sharpton. They are quasi-quiet disciples that the white man is the devil. They are rappers. They are, if you will, the so-called professionals on television and in the universities who I refer to as pensioners. Those are the people that really are going to be against us. But I want to tell you how much the Black people who are in denial and have gone after this fraudulent idea that somehow or another getting Black politicians or athletes is the route to success. While Black people are living worse today, there's never in the history of the world, especially the history of America, have there been as many homeless shelters, women and children living in homeless shelter, men sleeping on the street since Obama. So I'm absolutely against that. So they're hoping and praying
don't like Obama.
that we got to let everybody know that the number one enemy here are going to be Black people who.
So there you go. Yeah, one more time.
He hate Obama. But watch this, right? When people say this the worst time Black people ever had in this country, so they telling me slavery, our ancestors being enslaved was great. Living through Reconstruction was great. Living through Jim Crow, going out there with a Klan, they got you outnumbered 38 guns to 1, 125 guns to 1, and they lynching and hanging and raping. But today, because his church ain't paid a bill in 57 years, well, the bill that went up to 36, boy, they left him on for a long time. 57 years where his bill is $36,000. Right? Where his bill is $36,000. This is the worst time we ever had in the history of this country. Boy, this killed me. I done heard some folks say that. I'm like, God damn, man, what about our ancestors? Then they like to say, we ain't lived through that. Damn, okay, what about Jim Crow? Because there's a whole lot of people still living today that lived through Jim Crow. Is people still living today that couldn't, whites only water fountain. So you gonna try to tell them this is the worst time they ever had in a life where you want to go swimming like they showed down there in North Carolina, and they went and filled a pool up with acid. They let some of the water out and made it like half water and half acid. But you gonna tell me this is the worst time we ever had it in the history of this country? That damn bootlicker. Go ahead, man. My bad.
Oh no, you good. You good. I'm trying to pull it up. Yeah, Raw. Like changed around that mind. And like I said, we had people on here like that says this, and this is plantation politics at its finest. And that's what we do, you know what I'm saying? We act in blackface on a regular basis, you know what I'm saying? And we don't think that's what we're doing on here, you know what I'm saying? But this is how we actually sound, and they get a kick out of it. He may be scamming white people. He may be actually, you know, like I think the dude, what's his name, Jesse Lee Peterson, he be scamming white people. I ain't gonna say he ain't a coon and he don't mean it, but see, like First Rifleman hasn't learned how to scam white people. He just rides with the cause, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't know how to monetize his coonness, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying to be that, but like, damn, we can't even monetize cooning. You know what I'm saying? We can't even monetize cooning. So, you know, the change is definitely around their brains and some of our risks, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, let me show this last John Bakari, then I'm going to let you, let me see. Oh, yeah, let me play this last part, right?
Number one enemy here are going to be black people.
Right, our number one enemy here are going to be black people. Let me see.
Something which
Hey,
is
look, he blamed the black schools too. By the way, if you listen,
I
he
heard it.
blamed everything that was black.
I heard him. Black schools, black
He,
athletes, black entertainers,
the
black
black
9-to-5
rappers,
workers.
the black people standing on the corner talking. The black people working in the gas. He done blamed everybody black because his church ain't paid a bill in 57 years.
All right, well, yeah, here we go.
On for who he is as a personality. The term long-legged Mac Daddy derives from the street hood term of being a daddy. Young boys a few years ago in their sexual
You see the name of
encounters
it, don't
with
you?
young girls within the hood.
Yeah, Bakari, and I would
You
say
see,
about
you see the name of it, don't you?
yeah.
The name of the video.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor David Manner admits to gay impulses and suing Starbucks. He was talking about his gay impulses he had in prison. Go ahead, because that's a long video. I ain't know what the timestamp. It's like 20 minutes. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'll try to. Okay, yeah, let me see. Yeah, because and this dude here, you know what I'm saying, like yo, he's another one of them. All of these white liberals is white nationalists. At the end of the day, they still is about America, right? That's what we don't understand. And I know you're not saying that, Bakari, but this is. I like to touch on this because, like, you know, I don't really like when dudes like him even talk about even the coons. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not down with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying this video or nothing like that. I get what you like, you know, to play what he's saying. So that's why I'm gonna play it. But like, that a lot of them in that group, you know what I'm saying, it's him and other dudes, they be trying to talk against black people, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that, you know what I mean? Like, I just had to say that, you know, it ain't got nothing to do with this, but you know, I had to say that, you know.
Hood, in the moment of the sexual experience, will ask the young lady, "Who's your daddy?" In and out of bed, that question was raised, and it made the man seem macho and the woman very submissive. The term Mac is a term that has Allah twice in my cell on 2 consecutive during the 70s when I was there. The Islamic influence is still very powerful. Most men convert to Islam because it gives them a sense of being, protection, etc.
You see that, Bukhari? Now, the Nation of Islam did that, you know what I'm saying? Now, they had an army, but they didn't use it properly, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But they did have an army, you feel me? And he heard it.
I think he talking about his prison experience, though.
Yeah, I know. You talk about his prison experience. They turned a lot of young black men around, Bukhari. They ain't just throw them away, you feel me?
They couldn't turn him around.
Huh?
They couldn't turn him around.
You right about that. Maybe they did, Bukhari. Maybe they did.
I did bow down to Allah twice in my cell on 2 consecutive nights, thinking that would bring what I needed. Nothing happened when I prayed to Allah. But the very first night I prayed to Jesus, who was my grandmother's God and the God of my father and my uncles and aunts for many, many moons. When I prayed to him, instantly the power of God met me and I was changed. There's no doubt about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you today had I not been dramatically changed by the power of the blood of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, thank God for slavery. We'd be over there praying to a tree right now, yo.
That was first promoted, suggesting this idea, and was then later retracted as just a hoax. Let me say something to you about marketing and about major corporations.
Maybe I missed it. Let me because you keep stopping this, John. I don't want to play this dude talking about nothing.
White drink latte or mocha. I'm not sure which it is.
That's a cover for semen, right?
It is eerily as if they're almost mocking me, like they're saying, la ha 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 ha, we'll show you that we're doing it. And the stupid Starbucks audience of patronage doesn't have enough sense to believe you, Manning. We'll actually we'll hide it in plain sight. I mean, this is absolutely incredible what Starbucks is doing because they recognize their audience and their patronage are just a bunch of idiots who will drink it no matter what's in it. They drink it if it was cyanide in it. And a sexual.
I don't know. Some black people have an audience like that, drink it with the cyanide. Hell, some white boys literally had an audience of black people drink cyanide. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
addition, I was in prison in my early 20s, and yes, I was tempted to engage in a sexual intercourse with a sodomite. No doubt about it. Yeah, I did. I didn't do it, and thank God that Jink and Anna had.
Yo, he talking about maybe he got raped, Bakari.
This mother say he was tempted to be with a sodomite. But he won't.
Rape,
but listen to all this crazy stuff. But he want to sit up there and talk about black men and black women. Oh, this dude crazy. This dude crazy. I think a white person paid his church off.
A white dude.
Yeah, I saw somebody put that on there on something. Says, I don't know why they were putting it up there.
Guess what, Bakari? A white dude pays his all off, my brother.
I say paid his church off that bill that hadn't been paid in 57 years. I think a white person paid that bill for him so he could keep their church. He had to pay.
Much cool as he do, it better be.
Now this is one time I said the black community did the right thing. Don't give his ass a 1 red cent.
Yeah.
Give him nothing.
Hold on, let me see what else you say.
The integrity to publish the fact that I said I was tempted, but I didn't yield to temptation.
He didn't. I don't know. Maybe he punched the dude in the face and he didn't get raped because I don't know. Like that would make him the person that's getting raped. I'm not gonna go there, right? I saw a Skull and Bones.
Well-known fraternal group out of Yale University known as Skull and Bones. And it's public knowledge that the Skull and Bones organization, in order to be initiated, first of all, you had to lie in a casket and let men urinate on you. And then a part of the process, you had to stand in a circular, if you will, masturbation squad to be a part of Skull and Bones. And then you also had to be penetrated.
It's ancient Greece culture you're talking about.
By the elder persons in Skull and Bones. Everybody knows this as public knowledge. And George Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr. are bona fide members of Skull and Bones. That means they have been penetrated by at least 100 men in their anus area.
And how do you know?
Oh, man. All right. Okay. That is European culture, though. So I'm not even going to question that. All right.
Hey, that dude crazy, man. Hey, but Wanda said he was tempted for a man's butt. That's right, a man's butt. You know what he was that much.
I think it was the other way around though, Bakari. I think the other dude was the side of Miser. He was the side of Miz.
He lucky he wasn't locked up with the booty wall. That's who he should have been locked up with. Pardon my French. That's who he should have been locked up with, was him. Fleece Johnson. Get him over there, sit up there and talk about black folks like that. Don't nobody know what he's talking about, but Wanda, that dude is crazy. He's suing Starbucks because they done put gay semen in the coffee because it flavors it up. How the hell you know? That man asking that forecast, if you ever listen to the interview, the man did ask him, how do you know that gay semen make it taste better? How would you know how gay semen tastes? Something like that he asked him.
What did he say?
I can't remember that crazy dude answer.
Damn. Yeah, I don't even want to go through it to even find out. But no, he was talking about European culture. That's what they used to do, lay in the casket and, have each other urinate. They talk about ancient Greece, for a reason. So, yo, Bakari, all right, I'm going to show this, right? And so you give your last statement because this was I was going to show about earlier about the plantation politics, and how we use their platforms, this is also a tool and can be used as a weapon, right? It's a tool I can use to teach about education and to get to meet people, and it's also a weapon I can use propaganda and get people turned up and in the right mindset, and also to meet up in real life, because it's not just talking about doing this stuff, but a lot of us have the we sick boss mentality, you feel me? Like, and I was gonna call it something different, like, we give up each other, in a heartbeat, just to go at each other. But it's easier to say we sick boss and yes sir and massa and all that, because it gets the mindset. But watch this, Bakari. This is what we're doing right now, got to kill you for these white folks. Other dude know what's up.
Stop it! Stop it! I yield the fight! I yield the fight!
Yo, and yo, but one, it's not even like a joke. Like they used to make them fight each other all the time. Like that was a sport, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you might get like sometimes they even gave them money. All right, you couldn't go into the whatever, but sometimes you could even get $1, but most times it's just you get some candy or something. You know what I'm saying? But you got to kill the other brother to win. You know what I mean?
They got some cornbread. You gonna eat
Yeah.
your cornbread? You know what? This is why I don't like to see black boxers fight each other. I like to see them whoop everybody else. But then to get to a point that can't nobody else whoop them, where they end up having to fight each other. But I don't even want to see them fight each other. I be wanting to see them whoop. I want to see them whoop everybody else. I really do, but they being whooped everybody else. Now they just got to fight each other all the time. And that's the part they be like, I say I ain't pulling for nobody. I might have a favorite fighter, but no, man, I won't bet on that. I bet when David Haney get to whoop Lomachenko again, or Javante Davis or Shakur Stevens get to whoop some Mexicans or something. But each other, no.
I don't know. It's plantation politics, Bakar. You gotta fight another brother, or else you won't get no likes, views, and comments, or whatever the hell people be saying.
Yeah, they got to fight them because they end up being the best. Unless they're at the end of their career, toward the end of their career, like Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, I want them to go ahead and fight and make their big payday. Go ahead and get their $60 million a piece and retire.
Yeah, I feel you. Yo, and that's it's either you use it or it uses you. I'm not even saying you whatever. I'm saying how do you use the things that's available to you? Like that's the purpose of monetizing your damn cookouts. You know what I'm saying? Like learn how to monetize your cookout instead of inviting everybody there. How about you do a cover charge for the outsiders and they can come but charge their ass. How about that?
Yeah. Did you have they hit you up? Speaking of monetization, have YouTube hit you up by monetizing?
Probably a long time ago, but I know that they if I do that, they'll try to block my channel a lot more, and I don't want to make that like it's too many commercials on this joint. I don't want no commercials on my joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm talking about, but you just being super chatting with, because I see people have like
I don't got
500,
that.
600 subscribers, and they can get super chats and everything.
Well, Bakari, and no, but the
Mhm.
thing is, right? If you look at my joint, like it would seem like weird because I had the same exact number of subscribers. I'd have met so many different people since then, and there's apparently people still listening. But like, there was a point where it was growing and then it stopped. But like, my number been the same the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like don't go up or down. It's like crazy. And I think more people be watching than it shows because, and then people be talking about things that we talk about later. It'd be weird, you know.
Yeah, but I've seen that too. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know, if you want to go and get monetization, just start getting on here calling black people the N-word and arguing with black people all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm saying, bro.
Let that
My
be
bad.
95% of your show.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, your boy, the boy that your boy is a mentee of, you know what I'm saying? Because he just got basic arguments. He hears some. That's why he don't get his facts right, because he hears arguments and tries to repeat them. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more challenging because all of it is still the same kind. They're not that creative. And once you realize they've been having the same argument, they just use different words for like hundreds of years. Like, you see that they're not creative. But then when we try to copy their stuff, like, you could tell, like, he may have heard, like, let's just say use Thomas Sowell as an example, because that's not his mentor, you know what I'm saying? But he may have heard him talk, but he don't know why he says what he says, you know what I'm saying? And see, the thing is, whatchamacallit, he knows why he says what he says, but he knows it's full of shit, you know what I'm saying? That's why he don't debate nobody. That's why it's easy for him. But when you get to the people that he listens to, like, we allow some of that stuff through, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta be careful, like, because that person had the same amount of subscribers as I did, and then they start doing all negative stuff, and then it grew, and then other people started knowing them, and then that made me question them other people, and all they talk about is negative about, you know what I'm saying, black people.
He had less than you, actually.
Yeah. And my joint goes down, which is weird because more people did not even know. Like, I've met so many people that come on and all of that stuff, but the number go down. And those people who say N-word all day, you know what I'm saying? Like, they connect with other people and all of this other. Not that I want to or nothing like that, because I stay in my lane, but I'm just saying, like, their numbers shoot up, you know what I'm saying? And then they get into algorithms, and then other people follow them, you know what I'm saying, and promote their stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, so. But I'm not tripping because, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, I already know they be listening anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's probably like 70 people in here right now.
Yeah, they be listening.
Well, yeah, go ahead, though, Bakari. We gonna close out,
Look,
bro.
man, thank you for letting me get up here, man. I had to get up here when you played old David, man, and that dude crazy as hell.
That's your boy, man.
Yeah, that's my boy. Hey, but look, I forgot to mention it on my show, but I'm mentioning it now. I put it in the chat so whoever didn't see it. Our sister Erica Howard, she's back at home. She came home today from the hospital because of her hand. So I just wanted to let you know that she was back at home.
That's what's
Peace,
up,
man.
man.
Thanks for letting me speak.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Bakari. Y'all give a shout out to Erica Howard, you know what I'm saying? Definitely hope that she be back on here soon, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Erica Howard. This is the problem, you know. What are you gonna do, man? Like, it's hard, you know. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Raw, shouts out to Raw in the building. Raw, I wish you would put the answer to them, you know what I'm saying, you know, to the question in the chat to solve all of these plantation politics. I did like 2.5 hours trying to solve it, but it's really like one sentence, you know what I'm saying? But shouts out to Bwana. Highly favored. I appreciate you coming through. Koku, I appreciate you, Bwana. You know, I know and I gotta say, and Shanice Lynch, you know what I'm saying? I think I remember her name. Namra X who came through, Oni came through. Let me see who else came through. I think that was it. And shouts out to Erica Howard. And again, I apologize to you know, Considera for yesterday. I felt like she can handle it. I think she like tore him up, in my opinion. I don't know why that anybody would be whatever, but like I said, it shows weakness that they have, you know what I'm saying, all the time. So, but I do apologize. And, you know, especially when you like, yo, the mad black woman, he say that to try to get people triggered. Like, we got to learn how to control our emotions. We do better at that. They cannot beat us. We use our emotions, not be controlled by them. You control them, you know. It tells you when you're mad because something needs to change. Now, let me think. Yo, shouts out K Shaw in the building. Yo, they block a lot of people in the chat. They remove our comments and all that stuff. It's not me doing it. I be trying not to block anybody, you know. But it's them doing it. But it's a sign that you're on the right track. You know what I'm saying? That lets me know I'm on the right track, because I'd be worried if they was like promoting me. I'd be like, damn, like maybe I'm doing something for them, you know. But you know, it's like I said, man, it's learning how to not be emotional when they come on here. Like, these is small fry, like it's nothing. And you know what? I am a mad black man. I'm pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Things need to change. I'm mad enough to like at least try to do something, right? Whatever it may be. And this is like extra effort stuff. You know what I'm saying? I am pissed off. Embrace that. You know what I'm saying? I am the mad. You can call me whatever you want to call. You can call me racist all you want to. It take a black man and a black woman. All that is anti-black, because it take a black man and a black woman to have a black child. And I believe that, you know what I'm saying, like I want me and the people that look like me, and you know what I'm saying, the circles that I'm in and the people that I might be involved with to have the best. So I believe in that, you know what I'm saying? So don't even get mad at that. And you see, when you just ignore it, they go away. It's like nothing. And once they see they get their rocks off. If even when you block them or you get mad or you try to explain, they get their rocks off with that. But if you ignore them like they're nothing, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they are, you know. So I appreciate y'all, and I said all that, and this is gonna be a long one, so y'all could go off of here. I appreciate if y'all go off of here, but I think I want to play this whole thing again, because this was definitely important, you know what I'm saying, for the last words. Yeah, yeah, exactly how the favorite, but not just upset, like pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Like, because a bunch of things, you know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of things. Right? We gotta, like, yo, we should be pissed off about like stuff like damn property taxes, you know what I'm saying? Like the doctor's not taking my mom blood pressure, like the food deserts in our community, the prices of the things that's out here, us not like, let alone us not controlling stuff. I'm pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't learned about Ida B. Wells and uh real black revolutionaries, the real ones, until the age that I'm in. And no wonder everybody's saying I ain't black, because what is black? Black will get you killed. Like, bro, you'll get pulled over and killed any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? You'd already lost everything. I'm more afraid not to do something. Right. So, all right. So I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna let this be the last words, because it's pretty long. So it's not that long, but it's an important thing to listen to. So
soccer and other things are primal male games, and ultimately are games of war, and involve themselves about the defense of territory. The line that runs down the center of the basketball court is a borderline. It separates two antagonistic forces. And the major problem there is to defend your territory against incursions from the other side. And to what? Invade and take from the other what one must take in order to win and to survive. And it's interesting to see a whole psychology operating there. The psychology of teamwork, the psychology of organization, the psychology of morale, the psychology of hierarchy with captains and guards and other people operating there to defend territory and to defeat the enemy. And yet to see black men play that game and miss all the points. To see black men walk on that court and call themselves by one name, Bulls and Bullets and Knicks and Celtics, to take one name and operate under that name, identify with that name, be proud of that name, organize around that name, and on top of that, to dress just alike in uniforms. Yes, to organize themselves and sit down and plot strategy and tactics, to study the nature of the enemy and seek to defeat that enemy. Isn't it amazing that black men can go on these courts and on these football fields, playing these primordial games of men and the games that reflect the realities of life, and cannot play them in real life? And can only play them under the courtship and the management of white men. Create billions of dollars of wealth playing for pennies. $5 million a year is no money when you're creating 2 and 3 billion or more. Going into a ring, knocking another man's brains out for $20 million is no money when the match itself generates over $200 million to $300 million. And you got a bunch of jokers out there living vicariously through this battle. And so you got a bunch of men who will take one name, bulls and so forth, and wear one uniform. And when they come off the court, you say, then why don't we call ourselves African? I'm an individual. You see, all of a sudden we're individuals. We're not connected. We are interbred with all kinds of races and groups. And yet this is how you make your money. This is how the thing works out. So there's a larger psychology there. So we get young black males who will attack other ethnic group males with their kids just for walking down the street. They'll attack each other. I was talking to a lady the other day, a mother the other day, about her son who is literally locked within his own neighborhood because if he crosses the street that way, the gang that belongs to that project will attack him. And if he goes the other way, that one will attack him. Territoriality. Territoriality. Turf, as they say. Isn't it interesting then that men and black men and young black boys can have this sense of territoriality? But when they become grown men, Arabs can walk into the neighborhood and take the money and take the women. Koreans walk into the neighborhood, take the women, take the money, impoverish their children. All other ethnic groups just walk in and freely take and win and rule over them. What happens to the sense of territoriality? But yet you go into these courts and you play into the midnight protecting territory. Someone must have psyched your mind out. You're not approaching these games correctly. The game you're playing is a game played on you. Let's understand that. Therefore, you must study the dynamics of power. Confront it for real because it's the only thing that's going to keep you alive. There's no guarantee that you will be alive except that you fight to stay alive.
There is no guarantee even then, let me tell you, right? Because and I understand, we definitely have PTSD, right? Because if a white dude buck at you, you probably flinch at this point in time. If a police officer pull you over or get behind you in the car without even cutting the lights on, you're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna have that thing that go on there. You know what it is, you know what I'm saying? So you definitely have it. But like you said, like I'm on fire, you know what I'm saying? And I think we see clearly now, you know what I'm saying? And like Ross said, a lot of us is still slaves, got no heart, no courage at all, and don't want to take responsibility because at the end of the day, that's what self-autonomy is. It's responsibility. It can stop at any moment. It's a process, but it could start at any moment. But we see where we at. And the only hope that I think that we got is, you know what I'm saying, with the kids, you know what I'm saying, with the children, I'm sorry, but that's why sometimes I'd be like, you got to push the button, but maybe you don't, you know what I'm saying? It's another button you can push, you know what I'm saying? So That's all I'm saying, man. And it's all right. At some point, we will get to where we need to be. But I appreciate all of y'all. And we are all we got. Just remember that. You know what I'm saying? So, as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.